All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing this fine morning?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I am doing okay. Look, I'm trying to get some. Anyways, we're trying to make some changes here, and I realize I am not a professional broadcaster. But we'll get there. We'll figure it out.
Yes.
I'm. You know, you're not a professional when you've got lights and you're playing with like light filters.
Oh my goodness! What?
How to apply light filters, and I'm like, I don't even know if these lights are the right. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing, man.
We need to get you a camera lighting engineer and to come to Peter's house every morning and say, Peter, we got you. Oh man.
Anyways, we're trying but because I got this new camera, and you guys may have noticed.
Camera looks great, by the way. It looks very sharp.
I find it makes me look plasticky or something. I feel like I'm an Android human when I see it in like right now. Like the light is so bright. Maybe I got to figure out the controls and how to turn it down. Anyways, I'll work on that. Maybe there's a lower setting. So
that's it. It's got to bring the light lower. You'll be fine. Yeah.
Anyways, but there's a lot happening today. It's going to be a busy day. Yesterday, we didn't have a lot of sort of economic events, but we had news. We had the market moving. The open was not easy, but there were things that moved. And I got to tell you guys, one of the things we do in the chat room, the Bearable Traders chat room, I take a survey every single day. And we have been doing this survey now. I can tell you. Let me hold on. Just give me 1 sec. I'm going to go to it. Yesterday we were at 1,050th. Well, actually, sorry, the 1,067th survey. So we've been doing this for a while, right? And quite a number of years. Yesterday was the best performing day for our traders of all of them ever. So I got the highest. 69% of our traders were green in live accounts. And that is a remarkable number because now this is non-scientific, right? It's just a survey, but the results actually are very consistent. So for yesterday to have such a high percentage of green was very impressive. And also a lot of people were trading smart. They were taking the opportunities where they presented and not getting themselves into trouble. And I love to see that. So it really just shows how well people are focusing on the markets and trading smart, like I said. And again, it makes me very happy. So thought I'd share that with you.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I saw a quick headline on Bloomberg or Wall Street, I can't remember which one, about 38 trillion in volume this in March. So the overall trading volume has been just insane. I don't know if it's traded $38 trillion, whatever, but the volume itself has been like massive compared to previous months, and obviously because of all the ups and downs and all the stuff we're getting with the overall market. I mean, if you look at how much movement we've been getting, guys, it is out of control. Like this here, not typically normal of a market to have these type of swings, right? We're not talking about pennies here. We're talking about massive volume. And you can see here the drop and the pop, and then we're right back where we came from. I mean, this is big. So it was shocking to see, how big that was. I tried to get the chart back, and I couldn't. They got to do a better job when you try to search something back. I couldn't find it again because I want to take a screenshot for us here this morning, but yeah, couldn't find it. But yeah, so it makes sense why people are doing well. More opportunities out there, more movement, right? A lot of stocks, 2%, 3%, 4% very easily, and let's hope that continues. That's great to hear. Before we get into all our fun stuff here, let's look at a quick look at our our gappers list brought to you by tradingterminal.com, friends. You can see here a little more manageable this morning. Market is starting out somewhat chilled. Can we use that word? Yeah, we use chilled. Pretty much flat. It's not much movement up or down. It is slightly down this morning, but not compared to what we've seen over the last opening markets where things are high flying up a lot of percentages. But here, pretty much quiet. We got some news. We got some more earnings. And then next week, we start kicking off with some even more fun stuff. But yeah, headlines still continue, guys. This is still a very heavily news driven market, as you guys might know. So we'll get into some of the headlines that we have here for you. But first, let's take a look at the U.S. economic calendar and what's happening for today.
Quite a lot of stuff is the short answer. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. GDP and PCE prices are coming out at 8:30. We got jobless claims. That's probably the biggest number that the market tends to react to. And then later on, we've got the Fed GDP Now number that comes out. And so really a lot of it, most of it's clustered at 8:30. So that's about 21 minutes from now. So we'll let you know as those numbers hit. And we can update some of that information. We'll maybe bring it up live here and we can show it to you. But yeah, it's going to be, I think, a very busy morning for us here because we've got that. We've got a couple of earnings, and then we've got a lot of news to cover. So we should get going.
Yeah, we sure do, friends. All right, let's take a look here on what's happening with some of our stocks that we have in play, friends. We're going to start with our Elap. So Elap has been active in the last couple of days. Today, they're high flying here, 26% up this morning, 8.3 million shares traded. It is a tiny float, as you guys might know. As you can see, there is well under a million. I'm showing 200,000, 300,000. So very, very low here. You can tell on the float right over there. So be very cautious with this one. Be very mindful. Again, if you look at the daily, we had some activity on it this morning, all the way up to 14, sliding back down. This morning, looking to be a runner again today. So Peter, clearly in play this morning. What's the latest and greatest?
Oh, good old Elap. We have looked at Elap in the past, but not very often, to be honest. But when it shows up, there's usually something happening. This is a biotech company called PMGC Holdings. And they basically, what's interesting about them is that they are branching into different areas. And they have signed a long-term deal to supply components with an undisclosed tier 1 aerospace and defense firm. So I really want to know what exactly happens in the PMGC labs, because they seem to be all over the place. They call themselves a diversified holding company dedicated to acquiring meaningful cash flowing businesses in the manufacturing sector. So I don't know, Carlos, it's vague enough that they could do absolutely anything under that banner. But it's sort of like a lot of companies that do random things you wouldn't expect. I was watching an article yesterday. Anyway, so these guys they've got a aerospace and defense deal as a biotech company, but they're really a holding company with a bunch of stuff under them. So that's Elap. Is it a low float? Hold on. It feels like a low float. It is.
Yeah. Oh, tiny.
Yeah. It's definitely, it just feels like a low float, right? With all that description. But some of the companies out there aren't low floats. So I was going to just digress into a story because I was watching, I'm trying to, look at different news, and I ran into this, how you go down rabbit holes. I was down a rabbit hole for a video that was talking about companies that do unexpected things. And do you know that General Mills, General Mills, the one that can make your breakfast cereal, and other things, they got bored at one point, and and they decided to get into do you know that they have a submarine named Alvin? And
I know that.
Yeah. So why would General Mills have a submarine? They literally got bored and decided they were going to create a division called Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution that created this submarine. This submarine is so effective that it's been called upon by the U.S. military twice to avoid world wars. Sounds like a stretch. It isn't. They actually used this submarine to recover nukes that were accidentally dropped in, air in plane accidents, right? Planes were carrying these nukes, they crashed, and they needed to recover these nukes in international waters or the territories of other countries. And they send in the General Mills submarine Alvin to make it happen. I'm like, that is an amazing story. Anyways, it's just one of these crazy things that sometimes companies do weird things, and you just never know. Like there's another one I was reading where it was a bottle company. They literally made mason jars, and the son of the owner went off to war and came back and said, making mason jars is boring, but the business is spinning off so much money, let's open an aerospace and defense division. And then that became so profitable, they said, okay, now let's sell the bottle division, and we're going to do this. So anyways, it's just what it takes is smart people, and it really doesn't matter what the company does. You can do some amazing things. So maybe Elap is enough smart people that they can make things happen. Today they're certainly moving. It's a whole long digression in the story, but I just found this stuff fascinating. $6 stock here. I mean, closed at $4.50. So 30. It's a third more valuable than it was yesterday, and it's moving with great volume. 10 million shares. So Elap, Carlos, I think this has got to go on the popcorn list.
Oh yeah, it sure has to, man. Let's just look at it now. It continues to move higher, up 33%. Just since we've been talking here, man, going from 560 all the way to 620. So clearly in play this morning. Let's see how long that's gonna last. We did see this active a few days ago, if you guys remember. Pre-market went all the way up to 14 or even higher, but I opened up at 14. I'm sorry, I opened up at 7, went all the way in the intraday to 14. And then later in the day or the morning after, it did drop down back to where it's at now. So let's see. It's got the potential. It's done it before. Let's see if it can hold on to those gains. Heading back to our list, friends, brought to you by Trading Terminal. We have here the next one, SkyQ, another one that continues to hop onto our list. Today they are here one more time, Coreweave, and you can see here they are up 12% after what seems somewhat of a messy daily, as they've been just going up and down, up and down. Today now back on the gap up side of things. How tradable this is going to be, I'm not sure. Also another low flow stock sitting at 2.7. Nothing as exciting as Elap this morning, but if you like it, you can watch it. I'm not going to have it on deck. Hard to borrow, of course, on these lower flow stocks that have limited inventory. You're not going to get the great inventory short with Interactive Brokers and many brokers. So not one that's going to be on my list. I don't think it's even popcorn ready, Peter, so I'm going to leave that off for now.
No, I mean, this has been bouncing all over the place because it's an oil and gas company. One of the many publicly traded oil and gas companies, low float. You're just going to see this move with oil prices. So it makes it too news, beholden to news and unpredictable. There's money. People are, making lots of money out of here off of oil and gas. But I mean, just look at that daily, right? Like you can tell it's moving a lot for the price of the stock, and that can be tough. Tough to trade.
Sorry, was on mute. Yep, my bad. Was on mute. All right, so gotta hit that button. All right, let's see what's the next one here. Is going to be MRVO. This is shifting around a little bit as we're going here. It's a lot smaller than what it was. Some tickers are falling off from it. So right now let's go to our MRVL. MRVO. I always have a problem saying these letters in this order. I don't know why. MRVO, it never comes out smooth like NVDA. Look how smooth that sounds. NVDA just flows nicely. If you go back and look at YouTube, I'm telling you, every time this thing comes up, I'm like MRVO. I don't know what it is. Just can't talk. MRVL. MRVO. It's just not smooth at all.
Say the name of the company, Marvell, maybe, if you want.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Marvell, much better. But MRVL is just, I don't know. All right, Marvell here, friends. We are up this morning, 3.8, 566,000 shares traded. So we got a little bit of volume. They normally don't get huge volume. Lately, though, if you look at the daily, we've been seeing a little bit of more action on it compared to what they normally do. Look at this. It's pretty much dead. But lately, a couple of spikes here. And after beginning of March, Marvell's really been rocking here. So doing very, very well. Another 3% this morning. Usually I keep this stock off the list. Is this something we have to add back on? I mean, it looks good, Peter. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you go to Marvell's website here. I love the fact that if you just go to their website, and I realize I'm not sharing a screen, but they are, they are touting their relationship with. Oh yeah, that's not going to work. I forgot about the change of computers. Never mind. They've got NVIDIA's logo as big as they've got their own logo on their website. So
and above their own logo too.
And above their own logo. Yeah. So
I think it's in some cultures that's a problem. Like I think in the Asian cultures, that's a big issue.
Yeah. So well, that's not what their focus is. They are saying, who do you want to hear about? We know you want to hear about NVIDIA, and if we can mention NVIDIA, which is easier for Carlos to say than MRVL, then we're gonna put it right there for you. So look at that. Anyways, but they make optical networking gear that actually supports these chips. And while they do semiconductors as well, most of their money and their growth has been about their optical networking equipment. And that's been very valuable. And that's what's causing the growth. So they got an upgrade today because of that, not because of the AI side directly. Indirectly, it's because of all of their optical stuff, which supports AI and AI data centers. And they said they got an analyst upgrade. Interestingly, if you look at the insider reports on this, there's been a number of insiders that are selling Marvell stock. Now, I always take these with a grain of salt because it's not, just look at the stock price on the daily. I'd probably be looking to sell some too. They've sold tens of thousands of shares. But these are generally people, we got their chief legal officer, their president and COO, a couple of people on the board. They're all selling shares, but they're selling, 6,000-10,000 shares to pocket, $1 million or so. But, most of them own a couple 100,000 shares. So I think it's just some money, just grabbing some money. Excuse me. Well, the stock price is up, and I think that makes sense. So should we do the same? I don't know, Carlos. I have tried to watch this in the past. I have always found it difficult to trade. So as much as, the upgrade is good, the daily chart looks great on this thing. The fact that I said it's sort of up. Is this all-time highs? It probably is. This would explain why the inside. Oh, not quite. Actually, no. Back right at the end of 2024, they actually peaked higher at about 127. It looks like 127.50. So yeah, they've had quite a tumultuous time. It's one of these, this is again one of these stocks where had we done this properly, Carlos, we should have just bought into a bunch of stuff back at the beginning of this time last year, and we would have been pretty happy because Marvell's a good example where you would have doubled your money on this investment alone. But yeah, maybe not this one, because even if you put a Micron chart up against this looks piddly. Because I think Micron stocks over the same year has gone up like 8-fold or something crazy. Oh, yeah. Like it's it's just one of those. And
it's just crazy. This one, and so many other ones that we have seen. SanDisk. I saw a commercial from SanDisk not so long ago. They were promoting their little storage pocket. I mean, who carries storage pocket memory? Like, why would you do that? Like, I don't understand, but I guess some people do. But they were promoting like consumer key hanging SanDisk storage. Like, oh, that's great, man. Let me plug it in and put that on my machine. No, airdrop it to me. Email it to me. Send me a link. Yeah. Like, I don't get it, but who knows?
There's weird things that people are promoting. Like, I have this voice recorder thing that I keep getting ads for, and I'm like, who's going to buy an independent device to do voice recording? I can do that on any one of a dozen digital devices I've already got. But
I got this one here. I didn't buy it myself, but it's actually, I opened it and played around with it a little bit. Have you guys seen this? This commercial stuff is all over the place. Pocket something. So I don't know if you guys seen this, but it's like a pocket thing. Yeah.
That's the one that's been advertised to me. Pocket.
Yeah, this all over the place. Yeah. They definitely are stealing Apple's boxing marketing. I mean, the edges are very sharp here, very hard plastic, so you could tell this is definitely taken from them. But I got one here. It's very slim. It connects to your phone, but I didn't buy this. Frank got two from his boss. Boss gave him two, and he's like, "Oh, here, take it, use it." I'm like, "All right." I don't try. I don't know how it works yet, but I gotta find if I have a use for it.
I was gonna ask you how you got that.
What am I going to use it for? Right? I don't know how we'll use it yet, so we'll see.
You know, there's a voice memo recording built right into your phone, right? Like,
Oh yeah,
why do I need one of those? Anyways,
yeah,
never mind.
yeah. So we'll see.
It's amazing what your phone can do when you need it. Like you never know when you need these functions every once in a while. Like I was just traveling and I'm like, I just remember there is a compass on my phone that will give me instant, like it'll tell me exactly my GPS coordinates in the world. It'll tell me, the direction of north and it'll tell me my elevation. I don't know how accurate it is, but it acts like it's super accurate. So I'm like, yeah, look,
Yeah.
right built into my phone. Anyways. Steve is saying my phone makes and receives calls. Yeah, we forget about that part. You can make a phone call with your phone? That's crazy.
Gorga6 is saying, behave, guys. I watched the show with my wife. Oh man, we haven't said anything crazy yet. We stick around long enough. Yeah. We might say something here, but no, man. I don't know why you record things, but we'll see. Somehow their marketing is all over the place. You probably have seen some of that pocket marketing yourself. All right, continuing here, friends. As far as SkyQ goes, again, I'm not sure. Marvell, as we mentioned earlier, MRVL, maybe a secondary. I do like the daily MRVL. I do like the way they're moving here. Again, I'm with you, Peter. I think the few times we watched this, it has not traded well. So I'm not inclined to put it, definitely not on a primary. But I think on a secondary today might be the best spot. Let's see. Let's see what it does. So MRVL on the secondary list for now. Let's see what else we can pick off from here. We do have AXTX, which is another one that has been on our list plenty of times. You can tell by the daily with the ups and downs that we've been getting lately. Today we're up 2.5. Not really one of my go-to tickers. It is a low flow, by the way, although sometimes it might not seem like one. It is 36 million shares flow. So about 37 million shares flow for AXTI. I know some of you guys as well in chat and on YouTube have been watching this one because you guys have been mentioning it, but I'm on the fence on it. Peter, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I know a couple of people have been watching it because it's been mentioned. I personally haven't, so I can't really comment to how it moves. Looking at the chart from yesterday, it looks pretty dramatic. I think it would have been really hard for me to trade this, so I'm not seeing anything in that I would jump to. I have to admit, I go to their website too. I don't. Anyways, I can be critical of anybody, but what are they doing? They're a material science company that develops and manufactures high-performance compound and single-element semiconductor wafer substrates. Ooh, okay. So they're basically providing some underlying technology for chip manufacturing. I don't know if you've got their website there. I love going to companies' websites and just seeing how are they representing themselves, right? We looked at Marvell, and Marvell had NVIDIA's logo front and center. These guys, I see that picture. For me, it was just a picture right at the top there as they like that. See that tower? They seem to be focused. Doesn't that look like it's right out of the 70s or 80s or something? Like, is that your vision of what high tech looks like? I'm not feeling it.
Very old. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, all right.
Clearly, this website is just to have something. Their investors are not coming here. The people they're targeting for money are not coming to this website because it's not attractive at all. It's probably a door knocking type situation here.
No, they had somebody design this website like 30 years ago, and they haven't really done anything with it since. So
yeah. Throw something up there. Let's make sure we're on the internet and people can find us. But yeah, this looks messy. All right. As far as the trading goes in the chart itself, again, it is a low flow, so be careful. I'm not going to have it, Peter. You?
No, I am not.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to the next one is going to be VG. Then we'll go to Coreweave, some good stuff happening there. Meta, you guys are mentioning in chat. We'll definitely look at Meta. Both of these got some stuff going on today. But let's look at VG first. This is Venture Global. Has been on our list quite a bit. I believe they're oil related, but again, don't quote me. We've seen so many new tickers come up lately. Yeah. They are? Okay. So they're moving here a little bit. Yeah. Nothing great to see. The few times I looked at them, they don't trade very well, so I'm going to just keep them off my list here. Not sure if you have anything to add there. We can maybe look at what's gas prices doing lately.
Yeah, they keep jumping up here, day after day because of the variable movement in gas prices with the war and ceasefire and war again, and so it makes it off and on and off again as to what gas prices are doing. That being said, I got gas for my wife's car last night on my way back from being out, and I had to I had to wait in line because gas prices were about 25 cents lower than they had been earlier in the day, so that makes it in relative terms, instead of being 185, it was 160. So that's probably what, like a 12% drop in prices. So so anyways,
so people were expecting, hey, let's get the price now in case tomorrow it jumps up another couple of cents.
Exactly. So I guess I got a deal, but it still cost me like $70 Canadian to fill my wife's car, which normally would only cost like 50, 55 maybe. So anyways.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if you commute a lot, if you commute on an everyday basis and you're doing 45 miles back and forth, because I used to do that, I was filling up almost every 3 days. It was it was a BMW, so and I drove it pretty aggressive, but still, you're filling up every 3 days. So every 3 days, a month, it comes out to a big chunk. And if you're putting premium, I could see that add up pretty quickly. That could be another car payment for something else. So yeah, I could see it adding up.
So, yeah, indeed. So anyways, I won't be watching it. Carlos, we got the numbers coming out. Again, let's do it. I forgot that I don't. Let's see if we can. Hold on. Let me do this. Anyways, the numbers are coming out. Let's start with the jobless claims, because that's what people are most interested in the market and moves the market most regularly. It's slightly under estimate. So continuing jobless claims are expected to be at 1.84 million. They came out at 1.8, we'll say. Well, I'm rounding up here a little bit. I'll have this ready for next time so we can do it live with you. And then initial jobless claims came out slightly over expectation, so that's not good news. 210,000 was the forecast. 219 was the actual number. So got a little bit of a mixed picture there. On other news, the GDP number came out. It was expected to forecast a 0.7% growth. It only came out at 0.3% for the last quarter, Q4. And the PCE was the last one. Those basically, all the PCE numbers pretty much dead on, right? 3% for the core year over year, 0.4% for the month over month for the month of February. So we're back 2 months there basically. So those were all the numbers that came out. So is GDP slightly lower, jobless claims mixed between the initial and the continuing, and then PC dead on. So overall, I'd explain, the market not doing much. You can see how it moved a little bit more in the last couple of minutes, but not really going anything, not going anywhere fast. So okay, so we can pretty much take a sigh of relief. That's not going to move the market heavily. Unless you wanted the market to move heavily, then you could be disappointed. But that means we can just focus on the stuff that is moving and get back to our earners list, which, where are we at? We're at Coreweave.
We are getting to the two interesting ones today that are making headlines here. Coreweave and Meta went off, but it was on there for a second. But yeah, some stuff happening here with Meta, John. Not John. I could call you John. I could call you Mike.
That's okay.
So many people covering for you. But Peter, we got some news here on Meta and Coreweave.
So actually, and they're tied together because Meta had a couple of pieces of news yesterday. If you look at Meta's chart, they jumped yesterday as they had news coming out of what they call their super intelligence labs, which is a grandiose thing to name yourself, but okay. But anyways, they launched something called Muse Spark, which is their most advanced AI engine, and that got the market interested, because as soon as you say you've got something new in AI, the market will move you, whether it proves to be a good thing or not. And then today, with Coreweave, they signed an extended deal with Coreweave to buy another extend their deal to 21 billion in terms of their buying from Coreweave. So Coreweave's the seller. Meta's the purchaser of equipment, AI infrastructure for Meta's AI data centers. So they're making some moves. That's got Meta in the news. That's got Coreweave, sort of with a bigger pipeline. And of course, when you have a bigger pipeline with a client like Meta that has upped their buy, that's always good news. Coreweave, surprisingly, if you look at their stock, hasn't moved as much as you think they should, because they've had a few pieces of good news, right? They had some earlier deals with Meta. They had some other AI networking deals that came out. But if I look at their daily chart overall, they've, in the last, 6 months, look at all that sideways action. They really haven't gone anywhere. Now, I get it. It's in a market that has been down. So the fact that they've held this territory despite the declining market, I suppose, could be seen as a good thing. But, others have managed to make headway. And, Coreweave doesn't seem to be taking advantage of that. So maybe today with this news will be the opportunity for them to push and hold above 95. They were above 95 earlier this morning, around 7 a.m. But as you can see now, they're back down to 90, and again, they've struggled to hit those highs. So let's see if they can do it. Any movement over maybe 92, I would say, between now and the pre-market, and the open, would be good news. So I'm cautiously optimistic on this one. I like the news. I'm thinking that these are, if the market just stays relatively strong, there could be an opportunity for Coreweave to move today. We'll see. It is not a great mover on your average day, in my opinion. So it's sort of it's a crapshoot, but I'll try and be optimistic about it. I'll put it on a secondary. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have it on deck as well, guys. I lost a lot of ground this morning already. I mean, it was up all the way as 96, almost 97, back down $7 here. So, and I agree with you, Peter. If you hear all the headlines Coreweave has been involved in, including this one that we just mentioned, you would think that the price would be much, much higher than what we're getting now. I don't know. Are people saturated with the amount of billions into AI? Or do they not believe the situation here? I don't know. And this is actually, I know they're going up because there was a deal for 17 billion already with Meta. So I don't know if there's an additional 21 or now the deal is 21 total.
Yeah, they signed it was a new deal to up their buy to 21 billion.
Gotcha.
So it just added another 4.5 billion. But I mean, that's still
still good. Still great.
That's still good. You got to keep in mind, this is a company that only did 5 billion in sales last year. So to add, basically your annual sales to an existing deal, that's good news. That's big for them.
That's big news. It's very shocking that I'm moving higher, but again, interesting for sure.
And actually, JS Trading is absolutely correct. There was another piece which normally, would just be a small secondary piece, but they also happen to have announced at the same time that they are proposing to issue another $3 billion in convertible notes. So essentially a secondary offering. So that's probably what, the pop was because of the news on the deal. Then they came right back down with the secondary offering. So that's probably what's dragging them down. I'm hoping that actually when the market opens, they're going to be able to reclaim that $95, $96 area. So I said anywhere over 92 would give me hope that you've got some opportunity to move. So I said I'll put it on my secondary. We'll see where it goes.
Yep, absolutely. All right, friends, let's continue here. We'll take a look. Coreweave is going to be on my secondary as well. I'm going to actually add this right now so I don't forget. So right next to Marvell, we'll look at Coreweave. I might move it up though. Let's see. I might move that one up. Let's see how it goes. Meta, I think we could take a look at it. So I'm going to put it on here. I'm just going to come back to them a little bit later and see how they look. I might end up moving both of those up. We had a great, speaking of Meta, we had a great trading week, right? It was a couple of days on Meta. Traded very, very well here on the drop down. Even before that, we've seen some really good days here on Meta. So, but I haven't watched them in a while. So maybe today could be the day. They're up 2% right now, 450,000 shares traded. Will be a fun one. So both of them on the secondary. I'll make a decision later on which one I'm going to move up, or maybe both. So that covers our gap up for the most part. We did talk about SanDisk a little bit as well. Again, SanDisk is one of those, if we dive a little bit more deeper into it, it's just a little bit harder to trade as they're hitting their all-time highs yesterday, looks like. So they did that yesterday. Nice little pop here above 800. Today, 811. After hours, did they do anything major here? Yeah, that is your new all-time highs here. Friends, you saw it here first as it's happening right now. So Incredible.
Yeah.
This stock.
It is just a prime example of how this whole AI boom, we focused on NVIDIA for so long. We sort of were late I think we all were late to the game to realize, if you're actually building big AI data centers, there's all sorts of secondary technology and products that you need to make that happen. That includes the optical networking stuff that we talked about a little bit earlier, right? It includes the memory chips that you need to run it. So that's where SanDisk comes in. It includes the physical data centers themselves. It includes, well, we even talked about a company that did the substrate manufacturing processes, right? That the chips are, layered upon. So there's all of this stuff that all these individual companies and industries that go along with this. And we're seeing now people sort of clue in that there's lots of other ways to play AI, because some of the traditional AI plays seem to be played out. I mean, we were talking about NVIDIA yesterday, Carlos, and it really, is it played out? Like, is NVIDIA done?
I think
don't
it's
know.
done.
Like,
Yeah,
it's hard to argue that if you really, so if you just, the last few days, we know that NVIDIA, if you just look at intraday, it's been pretty bad. Like, it really has not moved much,
yeah.
especially at the open. And which is disappointing, but it happens. Things come and go. But yeah, exactly this view here on the daily chart. I mean, we're basically at the same price that we were at in July of last year. So this is almost a year that we've been sitting doing nothing. And then we got hope towards the, in late October that maybe we're going to hit all-time highs up over 200. It only held it for like a week, 3 or 4 or 5 days. And then we're right back into this chop. So yeah, it seems like everybody's, it's not like they don't love NVIDIA, and it's not like it's still not the largest company on the publicly traded company on the planet, but people are not trading it. I think they're just holding it, and they're waiting for something else exciting to happen. And the exciting things, they seem to be focusing their trading attention on all the surrounding stuff, like the SanDisks and Elap and Coreweave and Marvell and every other company it feels like we've talked about this morning.
Yeah, it's this is a sleeper. This definitely was a sleeper. I think a lot of people were caught off guard on just the massiveness of this move. Except these people here back in September, October, they knew, like, hey, you know what? This might be a good situation.
Somebody knew,
and somebody knew. They're very happy there at the moment. So yeah, BB earnings today. We're talking about just old technology, and Blackberry had earnings, I guess. Yes, they did. I know they're happening this week.
Yeah, they report this morning.
Yeah.
And
did they report yet, or
they did? They did. They just reported about an hour ago. Looks like they did they? No, they provided guidance, but they actually rose adjusted EPS. Okay, so yeah, so they year-over-year revenue rose 10% to 156 million, and adjusted earnings per share at 6 cents. So most of this is driven by their subsidiary, where all their focus is, which is called QNX, and I know them well because they've got offices here in Ottawa. They basically do a lot of autonomous driving support and systems, and that's what's driving Blackberry these days. So fallen from grace, but not dead. They still got some smart people doing some interesting technology. It's just not. It's not the Blackberry. By the way, if you haven't seen the Blackberry movie, that's well worth watching.
A movie?
Fascinating.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a movie. Get out of here! I would love to see that.
It's actually really good. It's a good, sort of picture of sort of what happened and how a company can rise and fall and get a little too big for its britches. It came out in 2023. This movie, it's just called Blackberry. Look it up. You have to find what platform you can see it on, but I found it quite entertaining, anyways, and worth watching. So there you go.
Oh yeah, there it is. Got decent reviews for a movie like this. That's not bad. Because a lot of people are probably not going to be interested in this type of movie. So to get 7.3 out of 10, that's actually pretty good. 97 on Rotten Tomatoes. Does this actually mean anything anymore? That's actually really good. So yeah, there it is. Okay, definitely will have to watch that. No idea that got past me there. All right,
you can get it on Prime, maybe. I don't know.
I can't tell. I'll have to click and find out where they have it. All right. There it is, Blackberry. Normally does not trade very well, Peter, so we probably won't be watching this light volume. So I'll probably leave this alone for me personally. All right, let's see what else. Back to our list. We did cover our gap up, so everything here is covered. We went through everything. We got a couple here that look great. Again, SanDisk, if you like it, is clearly in play, hitting all-time highs. Coreweave on my list, and Meta as well so far this morning. And we got Elap, which is top of the list, up 31%, and it is just rocking low flow, so you have to be careful. Peter, before we head to the gap down list, anything you like on the gap up this morning?
Yeah, unlike yesterday where everything was gapping up, it's a lot harder this morning, right? We got most of the market gapping down. There's only a couple things of the Magnificent Seven. Only Meta is up. I know Amazon is up a little bit, but I don't really see any news on Amazon that's worth talking about. One that I was surprised as I was just looking at it, they just went red, but they were green for most of the morning here, is Netflix. Netflix back near $100. They had gone as low as what, $75 back in February, and it's good to see them. $100 is sort of the price I think of Netflix being at or above. So yeah, it definitely was an investing opportunity back when they sort of hit that bottom. But again, not necessarily expecting anything today to move out of it. Netflix has been pretty quiet, not a lot of news. The last news article was, Carlos, was it last week or the week before? Again, having been on vacation, I've lost track of time, but I know they announced an increase to their rates. Once again, all their rates are going up by $1 or so. So, it's a
Yeah, it was like
free revenue.
Last week. I think you were not here. I think it was me and John that covered the headline. But yeah, it was like $1 for their basic package, and then a little bit more for the ones without ads or something. So again, the dollar people are not going to notice, and I'm not sure how much they're charging for the premium stuff. It's funny. Someone mentioned, well, that wouldn't affect me in chat because I get it through some other bundled up network, right? And I just thought about it. My Netflix is tied up with like Verizon. Like I got Verizon, I got Hulu, Disney, I got like that whole package. So I wonder if that goes up or we are locked in for that deal with Verizon. I'll find it very difficult that Verizon is going to agree to an extra $1 on their original deal. So interesting how that's going to work out.
We'll see. I mean, there was a court case that went against Netflix in Italy where the Italian courts told Netflix that they had to refund some of the price increases that they've sort of thrown on customers over years. I'm not sure how the courts justify that. I mean, isn't it a free market? They can charge whatever they want. It's not like they don't tell you, and you can get out. It's out of the contract anytime. So anyways, whether that just sets a precedent or not, I'm not sure. I mean, it is just not just, but it's in Italy, so it's not a global thing. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, there was indirect news I was looking at yesterday that we didn't talk about because you can't trade it. But of course, Netflix is out of that deal, the Skydance Paramount whole debacle, right? They just finally said, screw you all. we're taking our bat and ball and going home. But that deal is moving ahead, it looks like, as they got some funding to make it happen. So their friends came in and supported them with a few billion, including the Saudi Arabian investment fund, I think, was a big investor here that's putting money behind the deal. So, yeah. Okay. Mariah Carey, Pete DC is saying, did I hire what? I don't even know. I don't understand that reference. Mariah Carey's lighting guy. Is there a?
Is it trying to say that because this happens a lot, especially when two artists get together, the main artist is getting like too much light on Mariah Carey? Is that what it is when she's performing? It does seem like she gets a lot of light. Sure. But maybe that's what they mean. But I don't know the reference. I have no idea.
I think the problem, I'm trying to figure out the lighting here, and I think part of the problem is I've got all these screens, and look, hold on. Let's try something.
Yeah, that is an issue when you get all the screens.
And I think that's the problem. Like, even when I turn the lighting off that I've got, see, look, I even tried some fancy highlighter lighting in the back there. Anyways.
So there, your main light is not on. It's just your screen.
It's just my screens. So the harsh light of my screens is lighting me up, and I can't seem to counteract that. So, and so I'm not sure what to do about all this. I got to figure this out at some point, but that's a tough one because I need the screens to see what I'm doing.
Oh, no, you definitely do. It could be something where the exposure in the camera, if you could bring it down, that can help. But again, it all depends on so many things, right? But you look good, man. You look good. All right, let's
So we'll see.
Let's take a look. Yeah.
The other thing, if people are asking about the jersey behind me, I always forget how attentive people are and that they notice everything, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's one of these. I guess I better be careful what I look at on my screens, because if you really get creative, you could go. I see a reflection of my own screens back there, so you could be reading my account information or wonder what I'm doing. It's right.
Yeah.
It's right there.
It's gonna be hard to zoom into that.
Which screen? I think it's reflecting this screen over here. If I put my hand up, is that on top of it?
It's gonna be very hard to get it in.
There it is.
In that close there.
All right, I dare you to read it. Tell me what I'm watching. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start putting some secret messages up there and just see if anybody can interpret. Maybe that's how we can do our draws, Carlos. Anybody that can figure out the secret message. Anyways, now that I've told you, though, it's not so secret. All right.
You can find what Peter's up to.
Look at that. He can zoom right in.
Account number 39755.
Let's see if you can. What can I put up here? What have I got on another screen that I could put up here that you might be able to distinguish? It's got to be. This is how people get caught in like these murder documentaries.
I love watching murder documentaries. This is how they get caught. We had a reflection of a picture and we zoomed it 50 times and we found he was looking how to tie up a rope from a tree, and you know, like this is the type of stuff that goes down, you know, and so be careful. Be careful.
I do. I challenge you, do your worst, because you're not going to find anything interesting on my screens. You're just going to find mostly stock data, but go for it.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Spend your time, enhance the images, go crazy on it.
Yeah. They have all that capability now. Which again, it was so funny, not funny, but it was great to see how they got that pilot out safely. But they clearly they don't want to say what it is, but they clearly have some technology to be able to find this pilot, get to him, like the CIA was involved in everything. And they're not saying exactly what they had, but they had all kinds of stuff able to do that. And the funny part was when Trump was giving the conference announcements, he was about to say something he shouldn't have said, right? He was asking the guy, so how many people are involved in this? And he's like, we'd rather not say. Okay, yeah, it's confidential. Right? Yeah, we're not going to say that. It was just like, dude, you're saying too much. And they're talking about, even the general was talking about the operation itself in detail. I'm like, should we be saying this on TV? I mean, what if we need to do this again? Like, you probably should not be saying that as the general, you know, or the Secretary of Defense. Let's keep this hush. Let's just take it for a win, but let's not tell them exactly what we did. It's not good. But yeah, interesting stuff, man. All right. Let's check what's going on here, friends. Let's go to the gap down list now. We cover our gap up, brought to you by tradingterminal.com. Tons of tools, as you guys know already. Head over there, tradingterminal.com. You can look at that, plus the funded account. We got a leaderboard on there. We got how you can join a funded account, which I think, and again, we got time here to talk a little bit about this. I think the funded account is going to become very, very important, guys. And I believe strongly that once, again, April 14th is when the SEC is going to make a vote whether they pass the PLTR rule or not. And I think some people might want to take a shortcut. And some people are going to take a shortcut. And they're going to go straight into live trading because now they could afford to do so, right? They don't have to have $25,000 anymore. They can have now 5,000 simple dollars. And they're going to say, you know what? I'm not going to open up a funded account. I'm not going to spend time in the simulator. I'm just going to go straight to live trading. And this is where people are going to get in trouble because 5,000, 4,000 goes just like that if you don't have a plan in place. So the boot camp, the funded account are going to become so critical as new traders come in. There's no shortcuts to this, guys. I'll tell you that right now. There's no shortcuts to trading. You got to put in the time. You got to put in the work. The funded account helps you do that, right? The funded account is strictly made for people that want to eventually open up their own account and trade their own money. It's not a prop firm. Prop firms got their benefits. A prop firm is where you come in, you want to get paid every weekly. That's okay too. If that's what you're looking to do that. But the funded account is like, hey, my goal is to eventually trade my own money, make sure I can keep my own money, and make sure I can withdraw some of my own money. That's the goal, right? Please, please, please save your money. With $4,000, you could do who knows how many funded accounts. If you fail on one, do it again, right? Opposed to if you lose 300, you ain't getting that back that easily on your live account. So I can't stress that enough because I already see it, the amount of people that we're gonna be getting, the markets, into trading when that PDT rule is out of the way. It's going to be incredible. And I already see it. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to get texts from friends. Hey, man, I heard about this. I can get in now. It's going to happen. And I just want you guys to be careful, not take a shortcut, and do this the right way. Okay? Very important. All right. With that, let's take a look at what's gapping down here, guys. SPIR this morning down 22%. So not looking too good today, but not too bad because they were just up maybe, 40% or so, maybe 30% yesterday, right? So they were up pretty nicely here, giving some of that back now. Not really a big deal, but what I don't like is low flow stock and the volume overall on the daily besides yesterday, right? Extremely low. I mean, this is 5 million shares traded here on this candle. The rest are much, much lower. So I'm not a fan of this. Somehow we have shares for sure. Not much, only 100,000. That's not going to be there for long. This is not going to be on my list. I'm not interested at all. Peter, not sure who got hired, and now who's getting fired. I'm not sure what's going on.
No, this is actually just a secondary offering. That's why it's going down. They're issuing another 5 million Class A shares at $14 each for a $70 million placement. And you can see the stock price is going down to approach the $14. And this is a stock with only about a 26, 27 million share float right now. So adding another 5 million shares is, about an 18% increase in the share volume. So it makes sense that the stock price is moving down. I don't like to trade secondaries, so nothing to see here in my opinion.
Yep, agree 100%. We'll leave that one alone, friends. Let's look at JTAI. Jet AI. I'm not sure if they're involved in anything AI related, but cool name. Jet AI is the name of the company here. Man, they just been getting crushed. So down and down and down. This is one of those $80,000 price tag that has somehow ended up at $5 over a couple of splits and all that stuff. So yeah, so here it is, guys. We're not gonna watch this. This is horrible. I don't think it's tradable. Peter, I don't know if there's any real news on this. Float is 2.1. Definitely not our cup of tea.
No, and this is a company with only about 9 million in sales. They've announced that they're making a $5 million strategic investment in what's called an SPV, or a special purpose vehicle, that gives them access to a bunch of space companies, including SpaceX. And there's a real trend going on with this recently. Everybody wants to, so AI was the big thing, right? And you know how everybody was like, hey, I've got to deal with NVIDIA. I know NVIDIA. I can spell NVIDIA. So it just, as long as I could mention NVIDIA in a press release, then their stock would go up. So there was a big rush to do that. It feels like right now, the rush is to say you've got some exposure to SpaceX, whether you do or not. And Carlos, I was talking about that earlier. We put together some material to say it feels like everybody now wants to say, I've got a SpaceX fund, and a lot of them aren't. I ran across this one this morning. Invest in the space innovators, including SpaceX. Well, they say they have exposure to the SpaceX SPV, special purpose vehicle, but they don't actually specify, do they have, there's a fund within a fund. 10% of their investment is in a fund that in turn invests in SpaceX. But most of this fund, for example, in this instance here, this one I've got pictured here, is really invested in things that are publicly traded, like Lunar, like Rocket Labs. So yeah, that's in space, but a lot of it is invested in telecommunication companies. Anything that's sort of indirectly or directly or indirectly, I would say, traded, like related Lunar to space. Sorry.
I had the volume up on my. No, okay. That's me. Yeah, I clicked on the link here on YouTube.
I was trying to figure out where the echo was. Good, thank you, because I thought I was going crazy. But anyways, so AXTX, Rocket Lab, Planet Labs, Intuitive Machines. These are all companies that we're familiar with. But if I ran down their holdings, and there's a lot more of investment that they've got in telecommunication companies that frankly, again, are, I guess, sort of space related, but some of them are a little sketchy, like Light Path Technology and CPS Technologies, and a bunch of these related services. So I just find it, just be careful out there, right? Because everybody seems to want to get a piece of SpaceX. A lot of companies are touting you can buy our ETF, you can buy our fund, you can buy whatever that has exposure to it, but you're not directly invested, which means that, even this one, for example, that's touting SpaceX front and center, if SpaceX goes up, whatever it goes up, you're only getting 10% of that benefit because the fund is only 10%. And even that is diluted within the 10%. So, SpaceX could triple on IPO day. You're not going to triple your investment value in this ETF. So I think people may be a little confused as to what's going to happen. And we don't know. SpaceX could be a big dud, right? There's so much focus on it. You never know. I mean, I don't think so. I honestly think it's going to be pretty big. There's just too many people that are excited. But so first, day one will probably be very exciting when the IPO actually goes public. And I think it's going to move higher. We'll see if it can hold it. The real test will be over the next 2 weeks as to what SpaceX does. And, I hope it does well because I think that's good for space. I like space exploration. I like the fact that we can, go do exciting things out there. Obviously it's getting more focused right now with the Artemis 2 mission coming home. And let's hope that ends well, by the way, because that will be important too. I mean, it's all gone well. All systems are good, but you have to know they are approaching the Earth. They're going to hit the outer atmosphere of Earth at something like 25,000 miles an hour or something like that. It's like 5 times the speed of sound.
Yeah. Like 33,000 feet per second or minute, or 30,000 feet per minute.
It's not like it could be per second. Anyways, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's whatever it is.
Wow.
The last time they did this was at a slower speed, and the special heat shield that they put on the reentry capsule melted faster than they expected. So they've beefed it up, but it's untested at these speeds. So I'm praying, that everything's going to go well. These astronauts will be safe. But guys, remember last time when a heat shield failed? I hate to bring that back, but if you're as old as me, you might remember that. But that's when the space shuttle, right, sort of blew up. Their heat shield failed, and there was an explosion, and we certainly don't want that happening here. So, but anyways, that would look. Risks are inevitable. Even the astronauts themselves on board said, hey, we've got to take risks to push things forward, and we're happy to be the ones here taking the risk. But there is a risk. And if something is to happen with the Artemis 2 on, anytime between now and the end of this mission, we'll see. The whole attitude on SpaceX could change, right? So, keep that in mind. As you're going through this, there's always risk out there, but we're investors, and if you're investing in this, just know, like, Artemis 2 has nothing to do with SpaceX. It doesn't matter. It's going to have a direct impact on the enthusiasm for the IPO. So, knock on wood. Let's hope everything goes well, right? But I'm watching it closely because I find all this space stuff very exciting.
Yep. I'm seeing it too, friends. Yeah, AMD, I find it very exciting too, Peter. AMD getting a pop out of nowhere here this morning. So just happened, some volume coming in. Let's see if it sticks. And you guys are also mentioning INTC also getting a pop. Anybody else? Let's go to MU. No, it's just these two. So we'll check if there's any news related. If you guys saw something already, let us know. But both INTC and AMD getting a strong move right now. So INTC, by the way, has been, the daily's looking much sexier every time I look at it. Like, this is a good daily. We're gone from sideways action to actually moving, still getting the same amount of volume. Because don't get me wrong, INTC gets tons of volume, guys, on the daily, right? It's not a sleeper here. You're looking at 90 million shares traded on like a regular basis. This is normal to them. Yes, they're a little bit higher at 184 million. And today we'll see already 4.3 million here, and clearly we're getting some action. So INTC, although I don't like the way the stock trades, I think it trades more like a New York Stock Exchange ticker. Today might be the day, and AMD looking to join the action period. Not sure if you had a chance to look at what's going on there, but both of them doing some stuff right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the news is. There was a statement that came out of the Department of Justice. It's not directly related to AMD, but the Department of Justice, there was a case that was raised. It's actually directly between Samsung and some memory system developer called Netlist, and they said that basically, they got lawsuits back and forth over who owns a bunch of patent technology, and Netlist sued Samsung. Samsung counterclaimed against Netlist for violating antitrust laws, and the Department of Justice said, guys, basically they said, calm down. We're not seeing any evidence here that this reflects actual, bad behavior. It's sort of business as usual. And every company's got a bunch of these cases. AMD actually has quite a number against them of these sort of believed patent infringement, especially as they've traded executives between the companies, and that's caused some concern. If the Department of Justice is not accepting these cases, which this interim ruling could indicate, that could be good news, because that means that AMD could sort of eliminate some of these lawsuits as frivolous and not have to face them. So I'm not sure if there's other news against AMD or for AMD, but I said because that's only indirectly involving them, but that's what I saw.
All right, there it is. So. On that, but it looks like it popped up and it's just right back down here. So let's give it a few minutes, see if it means anything. I will add AMD and Intel to our list just so we don't forget to come back and see what's happening there. So we'll put AMD here, INTC, and we'll check if that means anything in a couple of minutes here. All right. What else? What else we have here? We did cover a gap down already, right? I believe we did.
Pretty much.
APLD. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. What's going on with that one?
They had earnings last night, so it was on my list here. They had a mixed picture here. They beat on revenue, but missed on their bottom line earnings. So a little bit of a mixed picture. They did say that they're pretty much fully ramped up on their 100 megawatt AI data center that was part of their quarterly objectives. So, overall, the company was trying to paint a bullish picture, as they always do. They said they got over $1 billion in asset investment that's going to be happening over the next 5 or 6 years. So, and they had a very strong quarter, but the market clearly is not fully convinced as they're gapping down. I don't normally put this on my list. Every once in a while it'll pop up. I just don't like the way it trades. It gets slightly lower volume than I like, and the price action usually is pretty flat. So, but that's why it's there.
Yeah. There you have it, friends. All right, let's take a look at. I see also the Norwegian cruise line. Norwegian cruise line is on here as well. These guys are down 2.3, 264,000 shares traded. I don't think it's really in place. It's kind of moving with the overall market. I don't see anything that is great on it, so I'm going to skip on it, Peter, unless you have anything to add.
No, I don't know why they're specifically moving. I don't see any news against the for or against them. I mean, they, like all of these cruise ship companies, are very interested in what's happening with oil prices because, of course, they use a lot to get those big ships sailing around the Caribbean, feed you shrimp at the buffet. So, but yeah, I don't see anything specific to Norwegian this morning.
All right, there you have it. All right, let's see what else we got, guys. Actually, let's go to you, Peter. Anything else you like off the gap up and down? This morning?
I mean, so much is gapping down. You can pick a lot of stuff. We haven't talked about Tesla today. I was hoping Tesla would have a good day yesterday. I mean, it had a decent trading day. Not a good day for Tesla, though, right? As it dropped heavily pretty much all day. Closed the day at around 340, 343, and it's opening today even slightly lower than that at 342. So, yeah, it continues to slide. And the other one we talked about yesterday that we were hoping would have a good day was Apple, and Apple was very choppy yesterday. So it's sort of a dud on that one as well. This morning I was looking at Bitcoin prices, and in the process of looking just to see where Bitcoin's at, it hasn't really moved much. It's at 71,000 for a Bitcoin right now, which is more or less where it's been for the last month. I mean, it dropped a little bit lower. It's been a little bit higher, but on average, this is pretty much exactly the price that it's been at, as I said, for the last month or so, or almost, a month and a half since about the end of January. This is roughly where Bitcoin prices have been. Interesting news, though, Carlos, out there is there's an investigative reporter that claims he has uncovered the identity of the famed Satoshi Nakamoto. And if you don't know that name, Satoshi Nakamoto, everybody believes is is a pseudonym. It's a nom de plume, if you will, for the person who created Bitcoin. And the guy pictured here is a guy named Adam Back. And Adam Back is actually a cryptologist out of the UK, and they believe, anyways, this investigative reporter believes that this is the individual who actually is behind Bitcoin and created it. So a little unproven. He was interviewed just a couple of days ago and denied it, but I guess you would expect that. I don't know. Will we find out that this balding middle-aged guy is the one that created Bitcoin? It's quite possible. I could have done it for all you know. And this is where I'm hiding in plain sight. So, but anyways,
smart move.
Yeah, you know what? This is it. Billionaire in your midst, maybe. A cryptologist. Yeah, I made up that word. I did mean cryptographer. I sort of got that wrong. But anyways, right. See, we do look oddly similar. I saw that too. If I dressed in all black, you wouldn't be able to tell us apart. So, maybe that is me. How do you know? Anyways,
there you go. We got some other news here too, Peter. You got the 90th Master starts today. Oh.
Yeah, we got stuff that's not stock related. I thought people might want to know. Apparently, the 90th edition of the Masters golf tournament is happening. So, if you're interested in that, you probably know all about it, and you're eagerly watching the field of players who are going to be hitting the links later today. It's a 91-person field, the 91-man field, because I guess it's only men that play in this Masters tournament. But that's big if you're a golfer. I'm not big into golf, so I don't really watch it. But there's a few people that won't be there. Most notably, who won't be there? Well, Tiger Woods won't be there. He's got other things on his mind right now, and he's got to flip his car back over before he can get anywhere. And
this guy's made out of steel, man. He flips the cars over, crashes, walks right off. Well, one of them he got hurt pretty bad. But he could be a great stunt driver. Like, if the golfing thing doesn't work, stunt driving is in his business.
I'm not sure if he'd be a great stunt driver, because I think the point of it is to do the stunt, intentionally. I don't think he's ever flipped these vehicles intentionally. So
I don't know.
Anyways,
he knows how to survive the crash, though, so that's good.
Well, that's true. That's true. But apparently when you're like really high or drunk, you survive things really well because you're all loosey goosey, which is
like
why you got into the problem in the first place.
Like the movie. What's the movie with the four guys? How can I forget the name of the movie?
The Hangover?
The Hangover, yes. They fall off a bridge or some kind of cliff, and he's like, yeah, doctor said since I was numb or sleeping, I didn't break anything, and everybody else is all banged up. It's like, yeah, that's absolutely right.
There you go.
Oh, man. Well, beautiful things. All right, and we got a baby here with some numbers. I don't know what this is.
Masters is on today. And so this was just a random piece of news. So anybody thinking of having a kid out there? If you're thinking of having a kid, and right now, and this is on my mind because I saw this article, and I'm about to be a grandfather, so which is very exciting for me.
I did not know that. Congrats. You did not tell me that. First news, man. Oh, congratulations to Peter. Very nice.
His son and his wife out in Scotland are going to be having a baby, so due in November. So we're very excited about that. Nice. But this is a study out of the U.S. By LendingTree, and LendingTree puts the average estimate of raising a child to 18 years old at $303,418. Now that's the average cost in the U.S. And that does not include university, post-secondary education, or anything from the time they turn 18 years old. So there you go. That's the estimated cost. Now, there is a big range, though, Carlos. Can you guess where the cheapest place is in the U.S. to raise a child?
In the U.S.?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I mean, look, the obvious guesses would be places like Mississippi or Alabama. That's sort of where my mind went to.
Yeah.
And admittedly, they're relatively cheap, but they're not the cheapest. The cheapest place in the U.S. apparently is New Hampshire. That surprised me.
Really? That's definitely surprising. I was not thinking nowhere near cities. Yeah.
Yeah. $201,900 in New Hampshire. The most expensive place in the U.S.? Where do you think that is? Any guess?
New Jersey.
Jersey is yeah, it's up there, but no, it's not. It's just barely above the average at 312,000. The most expensive place, you got to think farther afield. Where would it be expensive to get everything? And
wow.
So anyways,
California.
Hawaii.
It's got to be one of the
Hawaii.
Oh, I was not nowhere near that. Yeah.
Yeah, by far the most expensive at 412,600. Followed, the next highest is Alaska, actually, that costs 365,000. It makes sense. Everything costs money to ship up to Alaska. So, anyways, yeah, I was a little surprised by that. So yeah, California, you'd think. I mean, and it's not much above the average. In fact, the cost to raise a child in California, Carlos, is apparently identical to that in New Jersey. It's 312,000. So
yeah, it's
expensive.
Yeah. So I know that. Again, this is part of the reason I ran into this yesterday. I can't show you here because I'm not logged into my Wall Street Journal, but there's some great charts here, man. People are having less babies. People are having less and less babies. We had a boom back in the 50s, and we are having less and less babies for sure. And I think compared to I know China's #1 as far as growth. We are not that far behind. Younger kids are having less babies. And part of the reason of this, how expensive things are, right? That's the #1 reason they're saying it's just financially, it's too much.
Yeah. I think these costs are understated, by the way, because they're saying that's an average of about 16,800 a year. And having raised 3 of them, I mean, I guess it all depends, right? I mean, it's an average, which means, actual results may vary. So, you can obviously raise children for a lot cheaper than that. You can also spend a lot more on it. So it depends on what you're doing. But one way or the other, I would argue it's all worth it.
So, oh yeah. I wouldn't, man. If I have way more money, I'll pop a few more. Well, my wife will pop a few more. I'll be there to assist. But yeah, it's.
I think your wife has something to say about that. But
she might have something to say about that. But yeah. All right, friends. Let's get to it. On my main list. So thank you for that. Some really good stories there on what's going on outside of trading. And on my primary list, guys, AMD, Intel so far right now. We haven't looked at our usual suspect, Peter. Yeah, so let's look at that. Let's look at Tesla. Because of our gappers list on stuff that's heavily in play, we got the big ones. We got Coreweave, which I'm probably going to move up to this list here. They have some news, and we also have Meta. So I might move those up because I did not have anything else that was better from the gap up list as far as news and stuff that I like. So Coreweave and Meta, I'm probably going to move those up there. But let's take a look at some usual suspects. Tesla has been one that has been clearly in play. Again, they continue on this downtrend. We've been talking about it here for the last couple of weeks. They just can't find a footing here. And every chance they get, it gapped up huge yesterday with a lot of the overall market, right? If you guys remember 2 evenings ago, right? We had the ceasefire situation, gapped up the whole market going into yesterday's trading. But Tesla, and many tickers did sell off, but Tesla really sold off. I mean, they're just having a tough time. So I'm going to put them on my list again here. I think they deserve to be on the primary list. We'll look at, what's the other one that we want to look at? Meta, we looked at already. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I'm going to keep off, guys. Secondary list, Peter, you mentioned this. They have just not been trading well. Even when you were gone, they've just been very choppy in the intraday. The first hour or two are very rough. So I'm going to keep them off today.
I can't blame you. It seems crazy for me to think of saying this, but I think I'd actually rather watch MU over NVIDIA or Intel.
Yeah.
And that I never would have said that a month ago, but here we are. So that's what happens.
Yeah, thanks, Flip. You fall in and out of the primary list, and that's what happens. But yes, MU has been much better, getting great volume. I mean, it's great to see them here, and I'm gonna add them to my list as well as far as what I'm watching today. So there we have it, friends. AMD and Intel. It's just the party's still going here. Let's take a look at an AMD. What's taking place? We got the big gap up to 235 on AMD, back down to the previous day close. INTC also on that news headline that came out, they get a pop all the way to 62, back down to 59. I think I'm going to put INTC on the secondary list, and then we'll keep AMD. I have not looked at AMD in quite some time on the primary. lists. Maybe today could be their day here. So let's see what happens. All right, as we're finish up putting our list together, friends, let's what's our time? Yeah, let's go over to bearwithtraders.com and we can see what's happening here on our webinar. So head over to bearwithtraders.com, click webinar, scroll to the bottom, and you can see what's scheduled. Today is beautiful Thursday. We have a bunch of stuff for you guys, but Peter's going to let you know about.
Yeah, and I feel like my week is just getting started, and I guess it is because I'm just back from my travels. But Thursday it is. So we have a couple of events for you happening today, and all happening, well, I mean, all over the course of the day, 11, 12, 1, and 8 o'clock p.m. tonight. So let's start with the 11 o'clock session with Lenny. That's a trend trading mentorship session for, and all of these are, by the way, are just for our elite members. So you have to have an elite membership. If you do, then you can attend not only all of these, but all of the recorded sessions, all of the training material. It's all available for you, let alone, of course, the live trading and chat room that we have going all day. So take advantage of that. Go to bearbulltraders.com and you can find out. But today, for our elite members, we've got Lenny's Trend Trading Mentorship session at 11. We got Jared, the master of options, who's going to talk about options and how to take advantage of those at noon today. At 1 o'clock, Brendan takes over and he talks about the Atlas tool, how he uses it in his trading. He's going to go over some examples of what he saw this morning and what's moving right then on Atlas, and of course answer any questions you have. That's at 1. And then at 8 p.m. we finish our mentorship day with Gary, who's been doing some great stuff. He's a very active and very sort of knowledgeable trader. He's going to talk with you at 8 p.m. about anything you want, all the topics you like. You go over sort of the day in review and his trades, and of course review your trades and anything you want him to take a look at in the market. So that's at 8 p.m. So there you go, whole day of activity, 11, 12, 1, and 8 p.m. today. Once again, like I said, go to bearbulltraders.com and you can find the different membership options, whether you want to kick the tires with an intro offer or jump right in with the annual membership. It's definitely the best deal to go with the annual, but we get it, right? You might want to build up to that. Check it out. Not every community is for every trader, but if you want a bunch of like-minded traders who are talking stocks all day long, then that's definitely a great place to go. Okay, Carlos, let's hit some levels. We have 10 minutes here till this market open. I'm feeling like, I don't know, I'm hoping today's going to be a good day. Yesterday, I said there were so many trades. I struggled to pull the trigger. It always is like that when I come back off of vacation. So I'm hoping with today's price action, it gives me another opportunity that I can take advantage of, and we can all profit in these markets.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see what today brings. So far, my list not complete yet, but I have AMD, I have Tesla, Coreweave, MU, and am I missing one here? No, that's it. Just those 4 for now. On the secondary list, I do have Marvell, MRVL, and I do have INTC, which is also in somewhat in place. So we'll keep checking in on that one, see what it does. And NVIDIA and Elap. Elap continues to head higher, guys, up 44% now. So this thing is high flying. This is clear low flow of the day. And man, nice. So just be careful. Make sure you have a plan to trade that one. So I have AMD here, but if AMD doesn't do much, it might end up off the list actually. But let's do levels first, just in case. We still got 9 minutes to make a decision on it. Yeah, gonna fire AMD and put something else in there, maybe Meta, but here's AMD high of the pre-market 235, towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. You're looking pretty good there. Do not need to add anything else above that, friends. We do have an area here, level coming off 238.98 at the top there. We also have 246.21 and also 252.21, just in case. I know that's a stretch, but hey, AMD, if this is great news for them, heavy volume comes in and it can react. We've seen these moves in the past, both up and down, right? You got it up here close enough and then down as well. So it's not far-fetched to hit 246 if the action is there, the volume is there. I know these are not the easiest times to do that in with all the uncertainty in the SPY. And we didn't talk too much about the Strait of Hormuz, but I think, Peter, is open, is not open. There's like still a 800 ship backlog. A few are trying to get in through this morning. I know China's trying to get in line to get a few in through there, but they got to get requests from the Iranian military. So it's just still, it's open, but it's not open. Nobody's passing through yet. So it's questionable.
Yeah, there's obviously a big backlog, as you can imagine, a whole bunch of ships that have been eager to go. They want to know that it's safe and secure. And then, of course, there's that question of what's it going to cost for them to get through, and who gets priority. So right now, despite all that the administration, the U.S. administration is saying, frankly, Iran is still in charge, right? So they're making the decisions, and are deciding who goes and who doesn't, and what they pay or what they don't. So we'll see where this all goes. I mean, this whole war, it's very complicated now, of course, with Israel having different priorities and objectives than the U.S. They're fighting a multi-pronged war there in Israel, with getting Lebanon, of course, heavily involved. And Carlos, it's just tough to figure out from a market and a trading perspective. Every time we think that there's clarity, it feels like something comes in to sort of confuse it once again. So it's all we can do is wait and watch and just be ready. You got to be ready on any given trade to acknowledge that news could either go in your favor and you could take advantage of it, or it may push the market against you. And unfortunately, you won't know what just happened until after it's occurred, right? Unless you've got some insider track, 99.9999% of us, we will never find out till after the thing has already occurred. So always be aware of that.
Yep. So careful, friends. So again, with that decision, you're seeing the markets, react, and obviously a lot of our stocks are reacting to that. So that's AMD. We'll keep it on there. Here is Tesla this morning. Again, just struggling on the daily. Let's get some levels in place. We do got some volume here. High of the pre-market today, we're looking at 346.45. We'll slam a level there. And then towards the bottom, low of the pre-market is pretty much where we saw support yesterday, right in this area between the low of the day from yesterday and the low of the day from the previous day here. So we got some support levels there. We're right on the money as far as towards the bottom there. And then towards the top, if we do move higher, we have an area right around 352.21, which I'm going to mark down. And let's see if this can hold, man. Again, on the daily big picture, Tesla is just down. And right now, starting the day flat, let's see how they decide to move forward. Coreweave is next. Some good news for them. Again, they continue, as Peter mentioned to you guys earlier, just to get great news. Their daily chart is not reflecting that. But another big deal, as we mentioned earlier, $21 billion, extending their previous deal with Meta, which again, they got a great name there. They got Meta and they got more AI money. Already we're not sticking to the gains here. So up as high as 96.87. But since then, we've been giving a lot of it back. Down to 90 and just only 2.2 above our previous day close. So let's see what it does. But I like Coreweave. I think it can trade very, very well. Heavy volume today, guys. 6.4 million shares traded. So I definitely want to have it on my list. Towards the bottom, there's plenty of levels already in here. Previous day close, the lows from the last two trading days. All I'm going to mark is just the pre-market low this morning, 86.70. So I'm just going to mark that there. The rest is all set for me. I don't believe we need to add anything else on there. In case we do push higher, there are some levels, some key levels off this daily you want to have down, 99.22, and then right up here around 102.39. I think it's a good one if we do decide to head back up towards those highs. But again, right now, giving a lot of the profits back. And last but not least is our good buddy, which again, I agree with a lot of the comments in chat, has been in play heavily in the last couple of days. That's going to be our buddy MU. So MU trading very nice in the intraday. High of the pre-market, 408.67. So I'm going to slam one there. And towards the bottom, the low of the pre-market, 395.66. Then you head lower. You do have the lows from the last two trading days here and here. I think there are some areas that those levels, or those automatic levels, did not catch. Right here, 388.92. So we'll do that there. Then towards the bottom, you're pretty much set. In case we do push higher, we do have 427.34, and we also have 435.46. So looking forward to MU and some other ones here today. And our secondary list is not bad too, guys. We got Meta, we got Intel, and we have Marvell here as well, which again, look at the daily on Marvell. Just keeps going. We'll keep a close eye on that. Let's see if there's an opportunity there for us as well. Peter, as we get ready for the market open, what is our team in the chat room watching today?
Well, our chat room team are starting to get their list together and figure out what it is they're going to focus on. I see Andrew and Brian both live. Andrew's going to be focusing on Tesla, the TQQQ, Intel, and Elap. I'm surprised he put Elap on his list. We did talk about that one earlier. It is a low float that is available. Again, we put it as a popcorn stock. We'll see what Andrew does with it. Brian is going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, Meta, AMD, and Elap as well. So we got some focus there. Megan's got her list with Meta, Micron, Amazon, and Coreweave. Mike is going to be watching AMD and Micron. Brendan, who's doing a webinar later, is going to be doing AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, PLTR, and Amazon. Eamon's looking for longs on AMD and Tesla. Jared, the master of options, is going to be watching Intel, Meta, Tesla, and Elab. Of course, on these, he's usually watching the option chains, not only to trade, but to understand what's happening with the stock. And I feel like I missed somebody. I think that's about it. I myself, I've already mentioned, I'm going to be watching Coreweave. I'm going to keeping an eye on Marvell. I don't know. People are watching Elab. It's not a favorite of mine, but maybe I should. And I said Micron. I'm going to keep an eye on that just to see what it does. So there you go. Tesla, of course, by the way, is always on my list. So we'll see if it does anything interesting. So there you go. Carlos already shared his list with you. Whatever you're watching, trade smart, right? We want to make sure you go into this market with the right focus. And again, don't take any huge risks. You don't have to, right? Wait for your trade to set up. If it doesn't, there will be another opportunity. That I can promise you. So whatever you do, let's go. We're about a minute and a half, 90 seconds away from this market open. It's go time, baby. Get your game face on. Take a moment. Center yourself. Let's make this happen.
Yep, absolutely, friends. Let's lock in here. We got our 1 minute, we got our 5 minute, and we are ready to go. Got our levels, got our market atlas, brought to you by Trading Terminal. And yeah, we're ready to make it happen here. Welcome, AB, this G5K. Sounds like some kind of military aircraft. Love it. Welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family. Good to have you, my friend. Welcome. All right.
Maybe is he one of Elon's?
Like one of Elon's bots. Who knows? Could be.
Yeah,
Could be.
I don't know.
Nevertheless,
Okay,
welcome
welcome.
as well.
Yeah. Whoever.
Yeah. All right, friends. 40 seconds here. Take the time to hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We are sitting at 206, which is lower than low. This is like negative low here. But help us out. 1,000 people watching. Hit that like. Let's get to 400, 500. That's our goal. Really appreciate it. I'm doing it myself too. I'm not following my rules here. Just hit the button as well. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. All right, let's see what the action is. AMD, Tesla, Coreweave, all on deck, ready to go. And MU, my newfound buddy, here.
I should put Blackberry here. No, Blackberry's just got no volume. Yeah. All right, here's the bell, guys. Let's go. It's showtime. Where's my bell? My bell is not happening. It's really throwing me off.
All right. Yes, safe trading, everyone. Let's wait for our setups here.
Micron is pushing up here right at the open. Good little pop on that.
Excellent stuff. Wow. Micron really rocking here, friends. Very nice. Coreweave as well, trying to do something. Elap is moving, friends, heading higher. It's trading very well into the open so far. Again, lower flow stocks. Halts might be coming here if it doesn't pull back, but looks like it's pulling back a little bit. So again, careful, guys. Low flow stock, it's our popcorn ticker for the day. Cautious.
One that we didn't mention earlier, Carlos, is PLTR. It had a pretty sad day yesterday. I noticed it's moving down here this morning again. But
PLTR.
I got nothing for me early on. I didn't have any sort of my pre-market setups, Rising Devil, Fallen Angel type trades. There was nothing that looked, quite strong enough for me to take that type of trade. Elab is surprisingly not looking bad.
Yeah, not looking bad. Holding here nice on the pullback. So did not get halted on that. Our good buddy Bryant Long Elap from 650. So that's good. So he's in there for 650. I'm sure by now he's already taken a couple of parcels into that 680. So let's see. Holding right now, pretty nice. Wow, PLTR is getting the sledgehammer here, taken to the shed right now, and just down. We saw this yesterday too. There was a sell the entire morning, or open at least. Was that yesterday? Let me just confirm. Yeah.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Oh. Absolutely.
Oh, no, you know what? I have not seen I did not see how they ended up. It looks like they kept going. So we stopped watching. I did around here, and they kept going. Wow.
Yes.
Wow, man.
Oh, yes, they did.
Ouch. All right. AMD is just not getting the volume. Like we're not doing anything right now. Tesla. Oh, this is pure chop, friends. That's what we're getting into. Number 3.
Yeah,
careful. Yeah.
You better be careful. And just like see that chart, flip over to the SPY, Carlos, and it looks very similar. And you can see this is why you got to be careful on a day like today, because this is just back and forth. It's barcoding, right? It's barcoding on you. So that's careful. That's a sign of, to me, that's a warning sign. As soon as I see something like, I know, like we're only 3-4 minutes in, doesn't matter. It still shows me, okay, right now you got to be very careful on which horses you pick. Pick something that's directional, and because it's choppy. Oh, Andrew sounds like he's short PLTR. Look at that. Oh, did he know? He isn't short. He's just watching it. So. Andrew is we were obviously I spent a lot of time with Andrew on this trip, Carlos, and I found it fascinating that my daughter and I were both commenting that Andrew's a unique combination of extraordinarily competent and capable and totally all over the place type of person. Like he knows what he's doing. He's really focused in certain areas, running a business and trading. He's very, very focused on that. And he's all over it. Ask him where any of his personal stuff is. He's got no clue. He can't find anything.
CEO, man. That's what CEOs do. That's what these great inventors. He needs an assistant. He needs the assistant that just follows you. He needs somebody just to follow him. Jot everything down, hold the charger, make sure his phone is charged.
Exactly. He needs that. His brain is working on the big stuff. He doesn't have enough time to worry about where he put his phone down.
Yeah, time for that. I agree.
He'll take bottles of water and then he'll put it down somewhere and move on, and he's like, "Where's my water?" And it's like gone, right? Because it just doesn't.
You don't have to worry about those things, right? I give it to the assistant. The assistant carries the bottle of water. So I agree.
It's amazing to watch him. I'm like,
Christian, it'll be a great job. Like the assistant can learn so much how to run businesses, how to trade. Like the assistant, this is be a great gig.
I mean, but like he'd be pretty demanding, because if we know he had someone there, then that would give him even less incentive to actually pay attention to those things. So, anyways, but it would be an interesting job. I wonder if maybe I should suggest that he find somebody. He had an office-based assistant for a brief period of time, and we thought it was great because it was actually, we were able to get a hold of him better. He was scheduled more. But of course, the problem with having an assistant is that's the one person that can generally tell you what to do. And nobody likes being told what to do. Even if that's what you're paying them to do. Right?
In some cases that is, yeah.
Anybody who's been in a long-term relationship, have you ever tried to go on like an eating plan or a diet with a partner, and you're like, you need to tell me when I'm not eating well, or tell me when I'm not doing the right thing, and you mean it when you say that, right? Help me through this process. But the second your partner tells you, hey, should you really have that donut? You know what? you know what your first inclination is, right? You got to be careful. You're like, screw you, man. I'll do what I want. You can't tell me what to do because you want that donut. And that's as much as you told them and you meant to tell me, you're not always thankful when they actually do the thing. So
yeah. Looking closely at AMD here, guys. It's above the VWAP, above the previous day close. Possible 5-minute engulfing. We're not there yet, but if I can combine this with a 5-minute engulfing, and if I can combine it with a VWAP breakout, I'm gonna take the trade. Those are good chances, but we're not there yet.
No, what about NVIDIA? It's sort of the same, and
NVIDIA's dead to me.
Engulf
Fredo.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Never mind.
Fredo.
Micron is also in a similar position. It's engulfing right now, Carlos. So it's a little removed from VWAP, but unfortunately, it's tough to get into it now.
That's
I think
a much tougher one. Yeah. No, but jokes aside, I think NVIDIA is above the VWAP too. I think this one is good as well. I like AMD a little bit better because see NVIDIA. If you get in, you can get to the previous day close. AMD has the previous day close under it, below it. So seems nicer, but again, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I find all of these tough because the market is pretty uncertain. Like you said, even the Qs that you would need support from to get these semiconductors moving has got that previous day close above it. And it sort of failed at that previous day close level right at the open in the opening 2-3 minutes. So guys, be very careful. I've got no trades at the open, not a surprise. But the only thing that I think was a good trade at the open was the PLTR short, which was decent, but you had to be quick on that one. And I wasn't quick enough. So
yeah, I'm liking AMD here. But again, eyes on the SPY, make sure nothing crazy happens there. But I think AMD is looking good, guys. It's holding above the VWAP. Let's see if we get our pullback. Confirmation will be great.
Carlos, what do you think about Apple for a short here? It's hanging out below VWAP. I'm very skeptical about Apple, but I like the way it's setting up here. It's
yeah, and this is typical Apple. Like they don't trade a lot of volume, so this is normal. Like you might look at this and say, "Oh, it's not trading any volume." This is how Apple trades. They're very slower pace, but they trend well. So if you could find the direction they're gonna trend in, they can go, man. We've seen that lately. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I think the 5-minute candle looks a little bit weird. Not saying it's bad, but it just seems like it's a lot of buying pressure here. This will be a tough short, Peter, I think. Well, now if it goes above VWAP, clearly not. But even if it stays below VWAP, like you have this buying pressure here. I don't know, man.
Yeah, the VWAP and the previous day close are right at the same price, and that's what I sort of like.
Because you got the great risk reward here. That's why. Yeah, I see that. What about Atlas? Are we getting anything from Atlas on Apple? Apple's a tough one, even with Atlas, because sometimes I feel like there's so many orders just hanging out that the imbalance at times is it's not clear. There's some stocks that are like that. Apple's one of them. AMD's
Carlos,
failing my move. Say again?
Why didn't you let me take this trade? Come on, man.
Oh, no, don't listen to me. Take the damn trade, man. You got to sign. I don't. You take your sign.
I know. I'm just kidding. It's always good to have someone to blame, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You blame someone. It's like, hey,
I blame John for a bunch of stuff. Yeah, was covering. I'm like,
did you? Good.
Yeah, I blame we took a trade. We had a loss, and it was like he had the news wrong, which again happens. We look at the news right away, so the news was not lined up with what actually happened. And I'm like, John, the only reason I have this on my watch is because you mentioned the news on this. Like, this is your fault. So I put a little pressure on him joking around, obviously. Oh, look at that, Peter. You was right. This would have worked.
Look at that. Yeah. I called the trade. Did anybody take Apple for me? Because Carlos told me not to.
It would have been a tough trade.
So he owes me money.
I do. I do. When John pays me, I'll pay you.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
All right. Let's do this.
No, I don't want to distract you from what's going on in AMD because you were watching.
Yeah, it did go below the VWAP. So I kind of stop watching it, but yeah, look at it's working here. Unfortunately, it's not the ideal setup. Oh man, look at the move. If you still took this, you would have done well. But for me, I kind of dismissed it. Once it came below the VWAP, I just stopped watching it. But yeah, look at that. Actually did come back up and break through. Very nice. MU, same things. Little ways from the VWAP as I would like it, but also moving higher. Coreweave is messy, friends. There's just not a whole lot going on there. Tesla, AMD, beautiful break. And Intel back at the VWAP. Meta, nothing going on, no volume. And NVIDIA just sideways. All right, so yeah, don't see anything awesome yet. PLTR, another red start on
what
PLTR.
What the heck is up with us today? We both called our trades. They're both working. Neither one of us took them.
Yeah. Yeah, look at your Apple, man. This is very, very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Damn it. I was right there. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm gonna write this one down. This is a mistrade. Gotta get this one on the sheet for journaling purposes later. Yeah, sad as it is.
Intel, the nice turnaround. Is the SPY moving higher? Okay, that's what it is. Everything is just turning around here. Because I'm starting to see things just go out of nowhere higher. So SPY is pushing that. Oh man, AMD again. Stop looking at it. Probably because I went below the VWAP. Now, if I was looking at it when this took place, I don't know if I would have taken it. I'll be honest. I'm not sure. I would have jumped in that, but it is working. 235, 41 high of the pre-market. Andrew short PLTR, friends. 135.20 is this entry for PLTR. So nice. I already had a trade on Intel. Intel back up. Coreweave. All right, it's early, friends. If you haven't taken a trade, don't feel forced. It's coming. Just wait. We are gonna get it. Just gotta be patient here. Do not force the trade. Man, PLTR is just so weak. Looks like it's gonna go lower too. So weak. NVIDIA's back up.
Apple, AMD, Carlos, both of our trades. Look at that.
I know, man. Yes. Caramba. Apple, yeah. I guess we mentioned earlier, Apple doesn't get huge volume, but look at it when it trends. Does very well. This is very, very nice here. Very, very nice. All right, MU. Man, I've been having a great week, but yesterday was a small green day on that Tesla reversal, which we just kind of scalped it. Before that, we did some pretty cool stuff, but lately it's just having a hard time finding things. So, hopefully I can turn around today and tomorrow. Let's hope. Open Atlas through the app and see what's going on there. Put this here. All right, perfect. Very good, very good, very good.
Oh, PLTR is still dropping here at 133. Looks
yeah,
like Apple
PLTR
might have hit the bottom.
Definitely going. You want INTC on Market Atlas?
Well, Intel, what's Intel? Intel didn't really do much, did it? Didn't move. Took a short.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
260. How did you get 260? Really? That
Who got
seems
260?
uh Prim Digi is saying that they took a short on Apple at 260. That would be a
They
remarkable.
probably. Oh, like that pop? Oh man, that
That
is.
would be a remarkable snag if you got a short up there.
Yeah,
I find that.
that is. You
It's
had to have an order, a limit order, and
yeah,
obviously
because
you
it
had
wasn't
that
there
sort of
for
level.
long. It's
Yeah,
possible, but improbable.
yeah. Unless you had some kind of
Anyways,
limit order there,
yeah, that's
but good
good
for
if
you,
you
man.
did.
Yeah,
Awesome,
good for
yeah,
you. Yeah, yeah,
good move. Even I wouldn't have even tried that. I was only thinking below VWAP here, so.
yeah. Tesla 338. Yeah, Tesla, man. Tesla's just look at the drop here out of nowhere. It's just no pullbacks on the VWAP, no chance for us to get in. And this has been happening a
Yep.
lot. Things just go. Like I'm not getting my setups right, and it's just taking me a lot longer to actually find the
Yep.
place. Um, I'm aware of that, and I'm okay with that, and I just got to be cool with knowing that I'm gonna trade even less than what I already trade. That's it. It's just it is what it is.
Right.
I'm not gonna go changing my setup. I'm not gonna go being increasing my my level of risk as far as taking riskier trades, right? Not the actual dollar amount, but taking riskier trades. Not gonna do any of that. And as a new trader, that sucks because I remember being a new trader. This here sucks. Sitting and watching sucks. But I'm telling you, you want to make money in trading. You want to be consistent. You got to sit and be bored at times, and that's it. There's no way around it. We see it with the funded account all the time. Had a great friend of mine yesterday that gave some good money back. He was doing very well. Good buddy of ours, and he sent me an email. I got to respond back to him. Sent me an email saying, "Hey man, I screwed it up." He blew it up. He was up. He was up in the thousands. He just had one bad day where he couldn't control himself and blew up the funded account. And it's a shame because he's a great trader. It's just didn't accept the loss, the small loss, and moved on to the next day.
That is probably the worst sin or the biggest problem that so many traders face. I have done it. Carlos, I think we've all done it at one point if you've been trading for any period of time, where you don't accept a very small loss and it turns into a big loss and something just short circuits in your brain and you just keep pounding at it and usually making it worse and worse and worse. So, sometimes it's just accept the loss. I don't care whether a small loss is $2 or $200, whatever's small for you. You just say, hey, I lost. That one didn't work. Wait to find another opportunity. Don't try and revenge your way back to get that money back. It's gone. You'll never get it back. You might make other money, but you'll never get that money back. So,
yep, 100%. Here's Intel, where it looks like now. Intel's another one of those stocks that's very kind of hard to read the imbalance a little bit because they just have so many orders just sitting there. You have 71,000 at 61. You have 180,000 at 58. Again, remember this stock trades heavy volume, and they're just a little bit tougher to read the imbalance at times, right? Right now, clear they're looking to go up to that 61. They're heading higher here. They're up 2.3, and they move like such a nicey stock with heavy volume. I see their price action like more of a nicey type New York Stock Exchange price. So, but yeah, they're strong. They got some good news. They hit a high in the pre-market of 61.97. That could be a possible target if they continue on strength here. And 61 looks like a possibility based on this market atlas. So let's see. Trader Gal, that's good. That's exactly what a community should do. Her comment is, you guys help with entertainment during the waiting period. That's what a community is supposed to do.
Sure.
I agree.
That's one of the things.
Yeah. Because if you're doing this alone, this time where you're searching and looking, it becomes even a lot longer. Yep. So it could be more pressing to go on a trade. Wow, friends. Coreweave also hitting the deck here.
I was just gonna say Coreweave went red here, and it's it really sort of dropped. It was looking okay, and then it just dropped. So
dropping Coreweave here.
Carlos,
I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. Apple, Apple. Oh, that would have been nice. AMD, on the other hand, just kind of went flat here. It still would have been a great trade, but AMD also not awesome. But man, look at Apple Gold. Tesla as well. Is it continuing? PLTR is dropping. Wow. Andrew with a monster
Carlos.
trade on PLTR, guys. He took a short at 135.20, out at 133, out somewhere 132. So you can see it there on the bottom. You can see his live updates of Andrew's trades. And he's trading live in the chat room. So if you want to see him trade live, head over to bearwithtraders.com. You can sign up. You can do a week trial, see what everything is about, and see him trade live for that entire week. See if it's something that you want to be part of. Highly recommend that you check that out.
Yeah. Oh my God. Good trade on PLTR for Andrew. I didn't want to chase it, but it turns out he wasn't afraid. He's never afraid. And that worked out quite well. I was afraid. I'm always afraid.
Yep.
I'm a frightened little boy. Okay.
All right, we are searching, looking. There's Andrew and everyone at the community. There's Andrew's trades on PLTR, short in this area on the pullback, and just look at the drops adding on. This is moving lower. Has his order at 130 there, and looking to short here and head lower as well. So looking good. Look at his atlas on PLTR. He's got his atlas up 130, tons of orders. That's 92,000 atlas. So he's looking at that for a possible target there. So let's see how that goes. All right, as far as MU, I see you guys calling that out. So MU right now hitting the VWAP, punched right through it, came right back. This could be a tough VWAP breakdown because I don't like the way how far this thing punched through here. Could be signaling a possible reversal, if anything, but I don't know. Let's see.
Some mixed order set here on MU. It's sort of looking like there's a lot of orders up and down on it. So
yeah, like clearly this thing is feeling some weakness because of the SPY. The SPY keeps selling down. MU could be a gray short here. All right, let's try it. All right, short MU, friends. Oh shoot, fumbled the entry. Fumbled entry.
Not again.
Yeah. Because I have the montage is not linked. You know how that happens? Sometimes you type it on the chart and it unlinks the montage. I just did that. All right, so. I'm such an idiot for going in. I went in late because I wanted to get in anyway. But that was stupid. That was not smart. That's like a $1 off where I would have been 50 cents. That's not too bad, but that's not ideal. Oh, that is so. How'd that happen? You know, because I'm typing so many tickers. I typed in whatever I did, and I just didn't double click properly. I wish DAS didn't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should. Yeah, it shouldn't do that, but it does. It is what it is. And let me not find excuses. This was poor execution. Because I know that's a thing that happened with DAS. If you type in the chart, the ticker, forget it. It doesn't link to the montage. All right.
God, Apple is killing me here. I had called that. So
you did.
Precisely.
I personally thought it was a tough trade, man. I thought it was a tough trade, especially once it was going up above the VWAP. It looked questionable to me, but yeah, now it's it's definitely a tough one to look at with the drop there. All right, let's see here. All right, okay. Here's MU. Oh, beautiful stuff. Even with the fumble, with the bit of a fumble, we might actually get a nice drop. I would love low of the day, 407.61. Let's see if that's in the cards. Maybe not. I'm gonna Get ready for, I'll take a partial here. SPY is doing some weird stuff. I'm taking a partial here. I might take even the rest off here if the SPY is going to continue to go above what it's doing here. Yeah, you're sure in with me. Nice, man. Just let's be careful here because I'm looking at the SPY. If the SPY starts to settle like a new uptrend, that can hurt our move big time. So I already took a partial. Yeah, look at the SPY go. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get all out, and we can always come back in. I don't like what I'm seeing on the SPY. Yeah, I'm gonna get out. Let's take the small win here. And I don't like the way the SPY is moving. This thing can shoot up to 411 so quickly. I'm just gonna get out of it.
Carlos hitting the abort button. Okay.
Yeah, hit the Jack's button there for sure. I just didn't feel comfortable. It all started wrong. It all started on this trade. It all started wrong. The fumble on the entry, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. So yeah, I'm out of it. Candy, thank you. Yeah, once you do it for a while, you kind of get used to it. But we do enjoy the days too when we're just trading as well. Without the stream, that's fun. But you guys make this fun, right? Like having this these back and forth dialogue and then with Peter too, that makes it fun. Oh no, I made the wrong decision, looks like. Actually no. No, I made the right decision. No. Because we tend to do that. We tend to be like, oh, I made the wrong decision after you see what happened. Yeah, after what happened. No, we made the right decision with the information we had. What happens after doesn't really matter. So
sometimes you just can't control that.
That's it. We have love to still be in this now, the way it looks, but just not quite the case. SPY's going higher though. Look at the SPY. Might push things up a little bit here. We got another smaller green day today. Yesterday was Tesla. Today's MU. So if a max profit is when it hits 130, it's probably a good place for you to have a stop there. So it's past your entry, your target, I guess. Yeah, you could do a stop there and see if it keeps going. If I'm reading your question, your comment correctly. The 107 boy. Yeah, I want to adding to our trades. Me and Peter both been trying to add to our trades. Peter does a little bit more than I do. But yeah, I definitely want to add that to the list here. Peter, where you go? Peter,
right here. Sorry.
Let's look at your screen. You're not in Apple.
Yeah. You got it all zoomed in on me. No, I got my head down on the desk because I'm just frustrated. I called.
If you're wondering,
Apple.
If you're wondering, Peter's frustrating. Here it is.
There, guys.
This trade is up like $2.
Right at the VWAP. Yeah. Right at the VWAP. We called that beautiful trade. 20-cent risk. 20-cent risk. We're about $2.60 into the trade. So there's a good, 13-to-1 return. So that's beautiful. Would have been beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, that is tough.
Yeah. Oh well. My own fault. I didn't take it. I called it.
Yep. Oh, look at AMD. Might actually go lower. If I would have got a bigger pullback, I would have went back in. I did mention going back in, but I just didn't want to get it at least my entry or better, and that didn't happen. All right, friends. Tesla also coming down here. There's a lot more individual stocks in the tech sector selling off, Peter, than the actual what we're seeing on the SPY, right? So eventually, if enough big companies sell down, then the SPY is going to follow, right? And right now, it looks like you might be seeing them. You got AMU heading lower, Tesla heading lower. Who else has a big stake on this SPY? NVIDIA is pretty much flat, nothing there yet. Apple clearly has a big chunk, and then they also are down. Getting a little bit of a bounce here. PLTR, not a huge holder, but they're also been just getting slammed. Elap no longer getting higher, just kind of sideways at the moment. Peter needs an assistant who's willing to enter the trade.
Yeah.
Based on Peter's call. I like that, Chris MC. I like that. You're right.
Yeah.
When Peter says, hey, this looks good here, for sure, from here to here, 20-cent stop. And then the assistant just does it. Doesn't even question him again. You sure? Just puts it in.
Yeah.
Send. Yep. That's it. I agree. Because we see you make a lot of great calls on this.
There's a guy, I don't know if he's still trading, that used to do that. I can't remember.
With like the 15 screens?
Yeah, the 500 screens. The guy that has the entire room of screens. And he would just walk. He would literally walk back and forth in front of them, and he had a couple of people who executed his trades. He pointed that one. He's like, short 100, long, short, right? And he just was yelling out trades, and people would just execute it for him. So that's anyways, it's maybe that's what I need.
Yeah. Here is Paco. Peter always chickens out.
Yeah. Oh, ow.
There you go. That hurts a little bit. Really hurts. That hurts a little bit.
I mean,
the soup Nazi,
the truth,
2026.
the truth hurts, man. So I I don't have to like it, but yeah, that truth hurts right there.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay. That's a fair comment. Now you're making me reevaluate a lot of things. So thank you. See, this is what a community can do for you. It helps you sort of rethink your life.
Yeah. We know for sure that Peter's going to put Paco in his journal today on this trade now. So it's going to be a thing. Oh, boy. All right.
Thanks.
All right, getting a little bit of a bounce on a couple of things here. Slightly. Nothing crazy. Intel, they hit that 61. We saw that in our Atlas, right? Market Atlas was showing us. Where is my Market Atlas? Got so many screens open. Here it is. Market Atlas was showing us 61 earlier. Big orders up here. Those have been taken care of, out of the way. Next is going to be 62s with massive orders. 172,000, right? And it takes a bit for Intel to get moving. Oops, sorry, zooming in the wrong way. Takes a bit for Intel to get going, but let's see what it does here. So let's see. Yep. Take the damn trade. Beat the hell out of CRWV. Yeah, CRWV, did they get smacked around? Oh yeah, CRWV did actually also drop. I had this on my list, but stop looking at it since it was just doing nothing. Kind of started paying attention to something else. But yeah, look at this. They get smacked around here a little bit, down to 86.16. MU starting to come back up. Let's see. There's an opportunity to take a short again. I wanted at 410.28. If everything is still selling off, not just because I want to get back. Oh, look at that. It might go lower here, guys. That was a nice rejection, but it was too fast. I couldn't react that quickly.
Yeah.
Wow, what a. The Qs must be getting smacked around, right? Not even. Huh. Look at him. You just stepped up to 409.80ish, and then just slingshot back the other way. Just got slammed. Nice red. It didn't hang out long enough here for me to join this party. I mean, I would not have expected such a quick move to the downside, but wow, look at that. Look at that. MU, Coreweave, AMD starting to give in a little bit here, loosen the VWAP. Who's shorting SNDK? I mean, it could be a good short sometimes, but you know, I wouldn't swing this short. I'll tell you that much. I will not swing this stock short. it'd be a scary situation to wake up here, all-time highs. I mean, it is just wild. So looking around to see what do we have. France PLTR continues lower. Andrew, I believe, is still in that one. Brian, short PLTR, short Tesla. Everybody's going short.
Yeah. Peter always chickens out. That is harsh.
Did you put in? Did you wrote in? You wrote in. Don't write that.
No, that's good. That's maybe the stuff I need to motivate myself to take some of these trades.
Rough crowd.
Yeah,
but the rough crowd loves you. They love you. They are gonna hit that thumbs up for you. They are gonna get you over to about 400, about 400 likes over on YouTube. So help us out there. Really appreciate it, guys.
I resemble that remark. I don't like it, but it's it is what it is.
I think we all Paco, I'll be Caco. You know, I think everybody Acco at some point in their trading career or in their trades, right? Fill in the first letter, and I'm sure it's a lot of us that do that. Chicken out. PLTR. Yeah, PLTR is having a heck of a couple of days, that's for sure. Yesterday and today. Look at the drop yesterday. Got 156 down to 140. I'm surprised we didn't have it on our list today. This should have been on our list given how they traded yesterday. Not expecting this drop, but when you have such a big move like that on a stock that fairly gets good volume, fairly trades well, it could, even if it decides to recover back to 150, could have been a good, trade to have even on the secondary list. Allison, you always have PLTR on the list. Nice. Yep, it's a good one. It has its moments where it's pretty dull, but it's worth having a spot because when it trades well, it trades well. Chickens live to trade another day. That's true. That's true. A dead chicken can't give you eggs. that's very true. You gotta keep the chicken alive. Very, very important. That's true. That's true. All right. MU. Oh man, MU. Wow. Wow. Look at this drop.
Yeah.
Look at this drop. Yeah, now that I think about it, I'm looking at like the P&L and everything else. I could have just I would have been stopped out here anyways. Like if I would just left at break even, same thing, I would have been stopped out here. So I'd rather take the money. That's okay. I'd rather take the small amount opposed to risking then everything and be red or stopped out here. Yeah, that's fine. No, Ben, I didn't hang on to MU. So if you missed it, basically the SPY was pushing higher. I had fumbled from the beginning. I would have been in at a better entry up here. Here I would probably left it, and it just didn't work out. And look at it now. Look at it now. Apple since then have made a nice recovery, man. Back up to close towards the VWAP. The VWAP obviously a little bit lower than when we started, but trying to reach the VWAP here.
Tesla had a sudden drop and pretty low there.
And then nothing from me right now. Just looking. All right, let's see if Apple's looking mighty nice. Reaching the VWAP here. Did that fairly quickly compared to the amount it took for it to drop. Fairly quickly recovery. Not there yet, though. Previous day close all the way up here, but so far doing good if it continues this way. Yeah, no, I get you, man. Humorous, yep, 100%, man. Yeah, it's, hey, listen, we make the decisions we make and gotta live by them. It is what it is. We'll get them next time. But I'm glad you're still in it. Glad you're still in it.
Yeah.
And here you got a nice drop in 404. That is a great move on MU. Tesla coming back up as well. See what the action is here. So now, friends, if you're watching, we're looking for a VWAP breakout now. So like a Tesla and Apple is also getting actually above the VWAP now. Tesla is getting near it as well. Let's see if I need a little bit more. But here's Apple. Apple is punching through the VWAP. And we got a nice target. Like the previous day closes up here. We're going to continue strong. So I'm going to see if it does our VWAP setup. I might take this this long here for Apple. Does it have more juice to keep on going? Right, we had a nice sell-off. Look at the V recovery on the 5-minute. Boom, boom. So V recovery, at least to this area here. Do we still have any juice left on Apple? See what my market atlas tells us here. So we'll look at Apple. Yeah, it's more to the upside, but it's pretty tight at the levels it's at now. Really, really tight.
Well, Apple's come all the way back up to the VWAP. Still, great move. I'm Carlos. I just am frustrated, kicking myself. Oof, these lights are hot.
I gotta watch some of the training videos because I know I could make this look better. I just don't know how they do it. The market atlas. I see some people that have it so nice. Mine doesn't look that nice. I don't know why. I think it's a user. I think it's a user error. I don't know. It just doesn't look like. Doesn't look clean. Like it doesn't look nice with the up and down graph. So I don't know if it's the levels I'm doing wrong. I'm not zooming in properly. I don't know what it is. But I see some people that just have it beautiful. It looks so good. Mine doesn't look like that. So I think it's a user issue. But here's Apple. Apple is pretty balanced out here, guys. I mean, 252, 257.50, and then 258.25. I mean, and identical orders too. 112,000 a pop, up and down. So this kind of tells you how balanced out we are here. Try level 1. Let's see. I got a level 5. Level 1. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, looks better actually, much faster. It's like, why does that? This is hard to read for me. That's level 2. Oh, okay, I switched the levels by mistake. So when I do that, all right, I'll figure out. Okay, guys, let's pay attention. Here's Apple. Apple is back above the VWAP. Interested in it. If we could be along here. Oh, that, yeah, I just noticed that, Alice. I actually did not notice that before. If you zoom out, it changes the levels, which I don't want it to do that. Okay. It goes to level 5. Yeah, I see. I see what's happening. All right, here's Apple, friends. I think this is a good setup. I think we're back up. Yep, Let's go. So I'm long Apple. Long Apple here for a VI breakout. We did dip lower than what I would have liked, but let's see if we can get to that where that 12,000 is, up at 258.50. Let's see if we can get up there. Pretty balanced out level 2. So I don't know. We got actually, where's that order? Disappeared. That's not good. 258.25. I thought it was a lot higher. That's not good. All right, let's see if we can hold the VWAP. Our stop is 256. We'll give it about 40-50 cents. All right, so 257.58ish. Use this candle here. And let's see if we get to the previous day close. So second trade of the day. First one was an MU, which continues lower. My goodness. Oh, baby.
I hear you.
This type of stuff you live for here, man, on MU. Oh, man. I'm here messing around with Apple. Might stop the top. We'll get out here at 256. Yeah, right below this candle. 257.59. We'll hop out of it. Wow.
Boyd, no trading if you're on vacation. Enjoy your vacation. Everybody needs a good vacation. Trust me, I understand. Just came back from one.
Yeah,
trading while out. I actually enjoyed the trading while traveling because we were trading with others.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not just sitting alone in my own hotel room. We were trading as a group. That's some good pictures. Let's see if can I share them? Let me send them to you. Let me send them to you, Carlos.
Yeah, send them over. I'll pull them up.
The main. Let's see.
Pull them up, but yeah, it's so different when you're actually out and trading with people, opposed to like when you're trading with the family, right? Because they're not traders, so they're not involved in the process on vacation. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore. If I'm with the family, I'll just enjoy the time. There was this big urge, like, oh, I gotta trade. I gotta see what the market's doing. When I was first starting, now it's like, it'll be there when I get back. It's not going anywhere.
Exactly. It'll be there when you get back.
I saw a post, man, on Twitter, which again, you're having a grandson, well, or daughter, or do you know what it is yet? Is it grandson or granddaughter? Okay, so you're having a grandchild. And I saw something that was like, oh man, that's pretty wild. I sent it to my wife. You really got to enjoy how fast time goes. So this post was like, you only get 1 summer with your baby, 3 summers with your toddler, 9 summers with your child, and 5 summers with your teenager. So when you put in those numbers, like, clear as are years, obviously, still, it's not a lot. Like, it goes quick. You know, so definitely make sure you enjoy it, friends. Must. All right, I got some stuff here for you. Let's see. Where it is. Here's the trading setup. Very nice. Awesome. Yeah, this is much different trading a group like this. It's fun. A lot of fun. And then this picture here is from, you went back out to another floor, I guess. So, awesome. Yeah, looks like you guys had a great time. All right, let's see here. Apple on the move. Hoping that we can stay above the VWAP. Main summit for the tantrums to go away. Yeah. I always remind my wife, I'm very patient. Like, you know, very patient. Like, and when they do the tantrums, I remind them, hey, listen, it's gonna be me and you a couple of years from now, and you're gonna miss that. So go easy. You're gonna miss that. You're gonna wish. We're gonna have a lot more time alone, us here. And we're gonna wish we had somebody crying, banging, and doing whatever, in this quiet house, right? Because it it definitely makes a difference when they're going to be out, right? So, and it goes so quick, goes so quick. All right, Apple was just back and forth, really lost a lot of momentum coming into this VWAP here. So, and it's kind of what I was a little bit concerned with. I mentioned, like, do we have any juice left, right? I mentioned that earlier because we went right to it and just sideways here. And we lost momentum. We had a good setup here, another good setup here, and when it was pushing up higher, and it just can't find its way to break above this 258.17. So it's kind of stuck here right now. Our stop is below this wick here. I think if it goes below that, like 257.70-ish, right in that area. If it goes below that, I think it might not be in play. Apple doesn't move much, so if it comes down here and it's not like flushing down, I'll give it a little bit of room. But for the most part, I don't want to go in below that 257.70. Let me mark it so you guys see it right over here, this area. We don't want that. So let's see. Tight range right now, could literally go either way. The level 2 market atlas visualization is pretty much balanced out. I don't see any indication up or down. And it's the reason why we're just kind of stuck going sideways and hoping that it can hold. SPY did sell off a little bit in the last couple of minutes, although Apple's been doing his own thing. Apple, does its own thing when it moves here, unless it's some big news that's moving it one way or the other. Doesn't really get bothered by any of that. PLTR coming back around. So PLTR, monster trade from Andrew on PLTR today, friends. Beautiful drop into his 130-ish area, so that's nice. Yeah, gotta live in the moment. 100%. Gotta live in the moment, Candy. That's so important. So critical. So critical. Phones and stuff like that take away from that. I mean, and you see it too. Like, you see the pictures. Somebody pointed this out, and I never noticed until I actually started seeing pictures or videos of artists, right? And what they do is they compare like a couple of years ago and now. Now, if you're an artist performing for a large crowd, you're just probably singing to a bunch of phones. Everybody's got their phone out. I'm like, so it's like you're singing to a bunch of cameras. So, like, people got their faces blocked, and
wow.
It's and it's true. And it's not, the whole show's not like that. I'm sure when it first starts, everybody puts up their phones to get the first, and they hopefully put it down and relax and just enjoy the show. But it is so true. Everybody's just recording.
There's a lot of recording going on. Certainly, at these things.
Yep. There is. I noticed that people record stuff and they never actually go back to look at it. I have recorded a bunch of events I've been to. Like, we went to Monster Truck with my son. I recorded a couple of videos there, and I done some other stuff. I'm like, I never go back to these videos. Never go back to them. Unless he's in it, I don't go back to them.
Especially the stuff you do on vacation. Like, I just came back from vacation. I was showing my wife all the pictures I took, and I took lots of pictures. You naturally, Carlos, go and take pictures of the monuments and all the touristy stuff. But the stuff I realized I really wanted to tell her about was, like I said, there's so much, like, there's garbage in the streets, and I didn't take picture of the streets and the people, and just that's the stuff that I should have taken pictures of, that frankly, I was remembering more than another temple and another. They're all scenic and they're beautiful, but they never show well in the pictures. The things that you remember your trip by often are those other things that I always try and I got to remember actively as I'm vacationing. Take a picture of that stuff.
Yeah.
Even your kids, don't take the posed pictures and that. That's not what you want. You want the ones where they're doing something silly and it's just a goofy little picture, and that's the stuff you want.
Agreed. Yep. All right, Apple's messing with me. Keeps coming back down, coming back up, back down, back up. So I'm hoping that this could be a slingshot move. Can we do that? Can we get some buyers tapped in and move higher? But is making a lower low, so that's not great as far as the technicals right now. So we're still alive here, but 257.70 will be our stop. And if I start seeing just lower lows, I'm just not worth even staying in it, to be honest, which we're kind of seeing that now. So VWAP in this case might be acting as a rejection. We lost the VWAP earlier, if you guys saw here. We lost it there, and here it is. We're 7 cents away. Man, Apple doesn't move much, by the way, but we lost the VWAP here, and now the VWAP again is acting as a rejection at the moment. So we might be out of it unless we get some kind of buyers to join the party and push higher. But clearly lost all the momentum. Okay, here we are. Yeah, we're out of it. Out of it. Little slippage, about 6 cents or so, but not too bad. Apple doesn't move a whole lot. But yeah. Oh, shoot. I messed up. I held the wrong hotkey. Okay. Let's see here. I didn't add much. I stayed doing the, like, if you partial or something. Yeah. That's not good. Let's see if we can save the day, but it looks like Apple's going the other way. How did I do that? I had my hands on the wrong button. We are going to be. We'll see if we can get above just to get out at 257. Let's see if we get lucky. It's not a big difference because thankfully Apple is not MU. The MUs would have been like $2. That could hurt. Yeah, MU would have been like $2 already. That'll get you in trouble. Let's see if we get lucky, but it doesn't look like it's gonna go lower. I'm just gonna get out. Yeah, just gonna get out. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. Thankfully, Apple doesn't move much. That could have been very hurtful if it was like a Tesla or MU. That could have been extremely painful. All right. Yeah, nothing, friends. Nothing. So the VWAP act like resistance here. Couldn't get above that. And we just lost all the momentum, all the energy. Just hit the VWAP and it's just nothing. Became a whole different stock altogether. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Coreweave heading higher. MU. Oh man, MU. My goodness. 399. And I was in this, guys. At 4 something. 4 like 09, right? Looks like 409. Yeah, 409. And the little bit of profit we had, we just gave it back on the Apple. So we're actually slightly in the red with this trade here. Look at this piece of garbage. I'm gonna slam this monitor if that goes above my original entry.
Carlos,
I'm gonna slam this monitor happily.
Look, and you got right at. Oh, yeah. Don't you hate it? Especially when you can't even see any candle below your exit.
Yeah. I'm like, how is that happening? Right. You know what they're doing? They're filling at the worst possible place. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And Apple's very good at doing that. Caught me on the upside, which is not too bad. But then here, catch me on the downside. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I tell you, can't make this stuff up.
I understand that frustration.
Oh, yep.
It's
Man, great morning. Many great opportunities, guys. And Peter didn't take a trade. I fumbled MU. On the linkage of the because the montage wasn't linked. When I wanted to get in, I would have had a great entry. I think I would have. I want to say I would have held on to this. I would have had an entry a little bit higher, which again gives you a little more comfort. And yeah, we just fumbled that. And then Apple tackled us here. And yeah, it's been a rough, actually not a rough morning. It's been a Morning of lost opportunities. That's better. It's not rough as far as P&Ls, but rough loss of opportunities. The best way to put it. I was in short at 413 on MU. Got out at 408. That's awesome. That is awesome. Great stuff. Pre-rack, very nice. NMU short at 402. A little bit down the line here. So I'm assuming here in this pullback, 402, or maybe here in this pullback there. But nevertheless, you're up $2 here, my friend. Almost $3. Very nice. Peter's meditating. No, Peter's not meditating. He is looking for the meaning of life.
Yeah. He's staring down the chart here. I'm watching AMD as it bounced off the previous day close, and it's yeah. So, oh well, what can you do?
Yeah. Arrow Ayoko. Welcome to Lambos and Garbage Truck. Great to have you, my friend. Thank you for joining. Yeah. Auro. Yeah.
Aurora.
Depends.
Maybe it's Aurora.
Aurora. Ah, yes. I couldn't find the split between the two different names. There it is. Aurora. Okay.
Sometimes that's that's sometimes the hard part. Yeah.
Find the split between the names is the tough part. But yeah, there it is. Makes perfect sense. Yeah. Welcome. It's actually Martina. Wait, Martina from a boot camp? We had a Martina in boot camp. Is that you? So we had a Martina in boot camp. Could be you, maybe not. But yeah, welcome. Good to have you. Part of the family here at Lambos and Garbage Truck. Okay, no, so it wasn't you. Okay, all right, somebody else. All right. Yeah, friends. Let's see what else. Past 10:30 here, so my trade opportunities do diminish quite a bit going into this time frame. As again, usually before 10:30, there's a lot more setups, but anything's possible with this market. Anything is possible. PLTR, a new low. Oh baby, how low can you go? 129.57. I thought here it would at least slow down and kind of put the brakes on them a little bit and just kind of, it's just like, what, these stocks, they go up and just kind of go sideways for a little bit. But no, new low.
Yep. And that's reasonable.
Doesn't seem like stopping. Yeah.
Reasonable expectation at that point. But as you said, it's just, it's not stopping.
Yeah. No, Apple did turn into a little bit of garbage here. I agree, man. Yeah, so our trade, I think, was a good setup, but again, we just lost all steam, all of it. Came into real nice, and then it's just here, you could tell the minute we got in, maybe 2 candles later, it just stopped moving. Drop here, back into the range, and let's see if it can break. It could be another good opportunity, but that 258.05 is where it's looking to break. If it can break there, probably could be the entry. But at that point, it's like, how far up can it go here without any push or help from some kind of news or something, overall market movement, which Apple's not really good at. Apple's not, if the market is like pushing heavily in one direction, Apple's not the one I'm going to run to. Apple does its own thing. More often than not. Not always. Yeah, but more often than not. Intraday, it doesn't really react like something else for like a Tesla, like sometimes an NVDA. But everything's really choppy, guys, right now. We're definitely besides PLTR, everything is in chop at the moment. And MU. PLTR and MU. No, man, that's not a sniper exit. A sniper exit for me is the opposite, right? So for example, these are not sniper exits. These are you getting tackled. These are you getting destroyed.
Yeah, this is sack.
It's a sack, man. This is a sack that lost us some yards, right? So this is not a great. How you get that nice entry? This is you hitting the market order and then filling you at the highest price on the ask. That's not a sniping X to me, right? Here it doesn't matter, but here same thing. Me getting out and getting filled at the worst price on the bid, so they can take out as much profit from me as possible. The ones I do call a snipe are the ones that say if I'm long here and I take a partial right there for profit, that's good, because because now I'm getting filled at a great ask, exactly at the best, not the best, the best bid. But from there it went down, right? So I got a good fill on a sniping play. But these here, it's actually going against me. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back. It's a sniper shot. I'm getting hit by them. It's a sniper shot from the other end. Oh, that's what that is. Oh boy. Yes, those are tough. Those are tough. It's hard to get those in your favor. That's for sure. That is for sure. Like here, why can't I get the sniper here, right? When I did this partial, right? How come it doesn't happen here? How come you can't feel me right at the bottom, huh? It doesn't happen when it's in your favor. Always happens against you, seems like.
Unless
the
you're
world
Andrew.
of the markets. The world of the markets, yes.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, with the amount of volume that anything that has transaction fees on the markets, liquidity, this month has to be an amazing month P&L wise for them, because just the amount of transactions that we are seeing is just insane. So market makers are definitely happy with March. That's for sure. Physical oil hasn't dropped a penny. It's up over the past 3 days. This whole ceasefire just make is market manipulation. Physical oil is trading 11% higher than the paper price. Yeah. I mean, it's still above. It's still well above before the conflict started, right? Because now it comes down to if it's really about the oil, you still got 800 ships stuck. So you haven't. The problem as far as the production line has not been fixed yet. You're gonna have that delay.
Well, and yeah, we have to keep in mind there's all sorts of competing forces with this. Like yesterday we were talking about, Carlos, I think we saw the same article where like an oil tanker moves at the speed of a bicycle, right?
Yes.
The 10 to 15 knots. So they're saying that like the length of time, like the oil that the last ship of oil that left the strait before the war a month and a half ago is just now in the next couple of days going to be getting to the US shores. So the actual US oil supply technically hasn't been affected because oil's still been flowing. You're actually going to see the impact because it's all the stuff that was supposed to have left in the last 6 weeks that didn't, that is going to diminish the supply. So even if the strait reopens tomorrow, it's not like all that oil gets to the US shores immediately. There will be shortages for the next 6 weeks, assuming the oil continues to flow. So, but they don't price it that way, right? They price it based on the anticipated loss of oil reserves. So, there's all sorts of weird things that, your price at the pump is never going to reflect exactly what the events are, nor is it directly reflective of their actual costs. So it's one of those where when you start looking into it, you realize, man, we've created a very complicated system. But I guess that's just how things evolve.
Yes, indeed.
Anyways.
That is it.
Well, I'm still hurting over the trade I didn't take. Still watching the markets though, because there's always opportunity. Oops.
Yep.
See where the next opportunity is. I don't know what are you looking at, Carlos? Coreweave. That's good. Keep looking at that.
Yeah.
Don't look at other things.
Coreweave.
There's nothing else to see out there,
really. You saying that's gonna make me look at one thing and one thing only, and that's actually two things.
No, don't do it.
There's two things that could come to mind.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I'm gonna keep looking at my stories here for ships.
You do that.
Traveling, live tracking of ships, and we'll see what is happening here, friends. If you haven't done so over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. It helps us out a ton. We're sitting at a well above 300, which is nice. So thank you so much for your support, guys. And actually, you know what? To keep myself distracted, it'll be a great time to do a funded account. Let's give away a funded account.
There you go,
you guys.
Excellent
so let's
time.
do that.
Yeah.
And let me set it up. I'll tell you what the hashtag code is going to be now. Actually, we'll let Peter pick the hashtag in just a second, Peter. I'll let you know when to tell me.
Okay.
Let me put it in first. All right, Peter, what is it?
You know what we're going to do? Hashtag TTDT.
I like that.
Take the damn trade.
DT.
TTDT, everybody. Yeah, actually, you know what? We should do Paco, but no, that hurts too much. TTDT. I already said it.
That hurts too much. TTDT, I'm in as well. Let's get it, friends. Let's knock it in there.
Take the trade, everybody.
Absolutely.
Here's your hashtag for the day right here.
There it is. If you haven't seen this sign, a beautiful take the damn trade.
Take the damn trade.
And Peter, tell us a story, because I know there's new people that don't know the story of this sign.
Yeah, well, my son made this for me, so I got him helping me when I was trading a couple of years ago, and we was talking. I had him come up every 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes, and say, "Hey, are you trading? If what are you looking at? What are you seeing? Have you taken the trade? Take the trade." And it was at that time that I realized it was TTFT. You could imagine. And I said that was maybe too much, so we changed it to TTDT, and we were just talking about that. So he'd come up and he'd just pop his head into my office to go TTDT. I'm like, yeah, I gotta do that. Anyways, and then at Christmas, he made this for me. He gave it to me as a Christmas gift, and I loved it. And ever since I've kept this right on my desk, right here. So, because
it's awesome, man.
It's what I need to remember. I'm an under trader, right? So I can overanalyze anything. The problem is that, keeps you on the sidelines, and you shouldn't trade. Like I did in Apple. There's a good example. Apple moved perfectly, and I was blaming Carlos, but that's completely in jest. I made the decision. I could have entered it. I called it. Here I am sitting tradeless. So.
Yep. I hear you, man. All right, friends. Let's do it. TTDT. 68 entries, 81 users, 68 entries based on our Lambos and Garbage Truck family. I said thank you for you guys for being part of that community. Let's run this, and the winner is going to be Angela Foster. Angela Foster -M1R. You're the winner. Send us an email over at carlos@babeltraders.com, and we will get you set up shortly. So thank you so much. Congrats. All right, beautiful. We got our winner. Great to see you there. And we are all set. Angela says thank you, and we say you are welcome. We're welcome. Thank you for being, hanging out here with us. Thank you for being part of Lambos and Garbage Truck family. Again, we appreciate all that support. Angela's been with us for a long time, I see.
Don't worry, we feel the same way. That's why Carlos and I joke. We've been here every day. We enter our own survey every day.
Every day I enter the hashtag. Yeah. And I'm here more than you guys, because I know you guys sometimes take off. I'm here, and I still haven't won. So yeah.
But that's the perception of randomness, right?
Right.
You know
Yeah.
that you think that, let's say you've been here for 100 days and 100 people enter the survey every day. You're thinking, well, I should have won one day, but your chances are still 1 out of 100 every
Yeah.
single day.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
it, it counts over. It's not 100 out of 100 because you've been here though.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And it's
it's like buying
different
lottery
users every
tickets.
time too, because for example, like you usually get about 70, 80 entries, maybe 100 entries. But
Yeah.
we given away close to 100 funded accounts. We're probably at 90 something.
Right.
And we only repeated like 2 names. Right. So that tells you that
Yeah.
not everybody that's here is going to be here tomorrow. You know, it's a different crowd, right? Because if it was the same 70 people, then by now we repeated 30 names, and we haven't done that. So
Yeah.
people come and go. But yeah, congrats, Angela. You've been with us for quite some time. I can see
One
here
of these days,
the thing. So awesome.
one of these days we'll all win. Maybe.
Yep.
Or maybe not.
Yep. Oh, I see wizards are coming in now. What is this? Oh, Leon.
Wizards?
Yeah, you got the bull wizard. These are people. How long have you guys been around for? Because Angela's a wizard too. Like if you look at the bull has like a wizard type look. That just tells you how long you've been with us as far as Lambos and garbage truck. So you see a difference. Like you got the regular bull, you have the like cool bull with the glasses, right? And then you have this wizard like hat bull. You see that?
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't have a wizard hat. Where's the wizard hat bull?
Yeah,
I got the regular
that's
bull. I got the cool bull.
yeah. What do I have? Yeah,
Apparently,
I
I
have the
haven't been
silver
around long
one.
enough.
Yeah. Oh, these guys have been around longer than us. How is that possible?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, but yeah, Fuzzy
Dang.
Fizz,
Well,
it is.
all right. There you
Nice.
go. Hey, I hope you guys had some good
Congrats.
trades today.
Yeah.
Still lots of day left. There's opportunity. Oh, hello, Andrew. Andrew there?
I don't. Is he
See
connected
Andrew's.
from a different computer? Okay, you know what?
Andrew's.
Because he's probably connected from a different computer. Let me. I gotta do a setup for him. Let me switch him up. Hold on. Okay.
I see his forehead. They can't hear you on YouTube yet, Andrew. We're getting you set up.
Hold on a second. I'm just doing it right now. All right.
Not yet.
Okay, I got him now. Hey, Andrew.
There you go. Hi. We're doing okay. We both have some frustration today as we missed some good opportunities because there were good opportunities in this market today. So
I still can't hear him. Hold on a second.
I did actually because I didn't trust it was going to keep going down. It dropped so quickly right off the open, and it had dropped all day yesterday. But I noticed you're never afraid. You took it. It was really actually a big short on Apple. Apple made a great move. It was sitting at VWAP. I called it out to everybody, and Carlos told me not to take it. So
yeah,
I'm kidding. He didn't do that.
I did tell you I didn't like it. I did. I'll be honest. I did.
Yeah, you did say you didn't like it, but you didn't say not to take it. I made that decision myself.
it was a great short. It was a great short, and I have some. I have some really nice. Let me stop there. So obviously, what we are trading based on that, guys, on YouTube is. Are you just sharing my screen? Yeah, perfect. So right now, market access is the most important, indicator that I'm using right now. And I'm going to show it to you guys. So for right now, there are some big orders sitting at 129. And these orders, you guys can see that 129. So this is 129. And at the open, we had these orders significantly higher and different levels, 134, 133, 122, 132, 130, and should copy down. And they were significantly big, and I have screenshots and recording to show it to you. So when the price action was really short for a 5-minute pin range breakdown, with these orders sitting down very clear, we decided to take this trade to the short side and obviously add it on the way down. I have a screenshot to show you, and I'm going to ask Carlos to show. Probably we're going to go to full screen. We have to go to full screen to see that. Give me 1 second. Okay. Carlos, go full screen so I can actually explain what we saw. This is the first trade that I did on Intel. Is it clear, guys? Can you see? Is that clear enough? Let me see if I
Can you
can
make it
zoom.
a little bigger, Andrew, on your
If
screen?
you could zoom,
See if I
zoom
can.
in.
Oh,
in.
Yeah, there.
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
So this is the first time
There
we
it
hit
is.
this up. It's a little bit blurry, but as good as you can get. So this is the first trade that I did on Intel. So obviously Intel was up 2%. So it was a very nice, order sitting here, bull flag, 59.70. We had big order at 60. Do you see this order at 60 on market atlas? So I said, okay, that could be a good trade to the long side. So we went long for the break of 60. And see if I can have a screenshot after that as well. Yeah. So let me zoom in a little bit here. So at 9:35:38, so went through the 60, and then you see the big orders that are sitting here. Very clear that you see on the level two, these are the same orders that are stacking on the market atlas as well. So that was a great 59.70 scalp toward the 60 that we got. So, and then the next trade that we did was on PLTR. So PLTR again had a very nice first sell off on the 5 minutes. So that was a really really short opportunity, but I waited for that. And then in this micro pullback, I saw a really big order at 133 and 130. Sorry, this is 134 and 133. So again, huge order to the downside. The price action was very bearish here, so we decided to take this trade and look at that 939.19. So okay, I'm gonna go short. So this was my ad. This was my ad and my stop loss was around 136. So I gotta give it $1 here risk and see if we can get to that. So, and again, in that time was down 4%. And the rest is history. So I can go to the other one. So here, this is another one, zoom in here. So the order at 134 got filled and now the orders are keep moving downside, 133, 132. And that was, essentially what we got it here. So this was the, let me see the other one. Yeah, so now this is way nicer. So 133 is the big order, so I added more. As you see, this is a very clear signal to you that it just keeps going lower and lower and lower. No, it can't be really easier than this. And the rest is just the same screenshots that I took. Again, this is again, the orders are at 133. I put my orders here, 133.50, 133, and it just continued going down all the way up over here. And so I saw the orders at 130. So, as you see, the orders 130 and just continue holding it. So that's essentially the move that we got. So again, go back to smaller screen. So that would be a 5 minute swing range breakout with the help of Market Atlas. And we have orders right now sitting at 129 and 129.50. Obviously, it seems that it's kind of exhausted, but that was a great trade. So how much money we made on it? So let's bring the P&L chart. So I still have 5,000 shares on it. That was a great short. And this was the trades that we had. So I covered my Microsoft calls at 380, so that was a profit, and PLTR, and then Intel was also that scalp that I showed you first. So pretty good trading so far, 52,000. That's what we do in the chat room. Any question, guys? And YouTube, are you in this with us?
It's Andrew. Amazing, Andrew. Well done.
I had a really good night's sleep last night. So I had like 10 hours of sleep. Like the day before, I couldn't sleep and was really feeling bad. But today was a great trading day because I had a really, really good sleep.
It's good.
Give it a like to Peter for amazing trading that he had. Next, Egypt was really nice. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, Egypt was awesome.
Yeah, Atlas made a huge difference in my trading. Everybody who's trading, I think you should have market Atlas. I think it makes a huge difference. It's the same level too that you have in DAS, but it gives you time access. So, it visually makes it much better for you.
Certainly does make it easier to see where that volume sits, and it's much easier to zoom in and out, right? It's not as much scrolling. The visualization aspect of it is extremely valuable.
So yeah, what's the UI issue in Market Atlas? The colors we're gonna change it today. So my stop loss is always gonna come to the break even. So when I'm so right now my my stop loss is 132.80, which is kind of just above the VWAP. So I'm gonna hold it right here. Um, Yeah, so PLTR seems that it's really has been following the consolidation down here. S&P 500 SPY is kind of flat. It seems that there is not much going on in the market. We just have to relax.
Just relax. Don't do it.
Perfect. Any other question, guys, about the trading that we did? In the chat room, for the active people in the chat room. DAS versus Trade Idea. So there are two different things, guys. DAS is a trading platform, is the Lamborghini of the platforms. Trade Ideas is only just a scanner. They're completely two different tools that you're using for trading.
Right.
So what made me trade on PLTR? Obviously, the chart pattern was really nice. Look at the 5 minute. It was really 5 minute to be range breakdown on PLTR. So this was a 5 minute to be range breakdown. This was the main reason that I took it. And obviously with the help of market access, that was the main reason that we traded. Peter, my man, what's your next adventure? By the way, congratulations on being a grandfather.
Yes, it's very
You're way
exciting.
too young to be a grandfather. I cannot believe you're a grandfather.
Well, not yet, but it's coming. So
When is the baby due?
not till November.
November,
So
yeah.
early November. But it's exciting. It's very exciting for us. Obviously exciting for my son and his wife. So we're all very much eagerly anticipating the baby's arrival.
Khalid is asking a question. If I sign up, is Market Access included? Market Access is a part of Trading Terminal. So BBT membership is only community and education. If you sign up for BBT, you get one free funded account in my in Trading Terminal. But Trading Terminal, has a $99 subscription, and $20 of that it goes to the exchanges. So we are not really making any money out of a Trading Terminal in that sense. And I think compared to all of the tools that are out there, it's one of the really cheapest that you can have. And I think it's really worth it. One good trade can make 1 year of Trading Terminal membership.
I agree. I find that we actively in the morning here incorporate it into our trading.
Guys, I want to, Carlos, go full screen. I want to actually show you another new book that has been published. So this is the number one new release on stock market investing with my student and friend, Ayman Al-Mansouri. He's actually a doctor. So what you can do is you can go to Amazon and, this is a complete guide to multiple time frame analysis and reading price action. Ayman has spent a lot of time. It's been a few years that he's been writing this book. And, if you really want to see multiple time frame, better understanding of how the market is moving into different time frame. So this is a book that I'm going to actually send the link here as well. for you guys in the chat room. So feel free to check it out and let Ayman know. No, sorry, what do you think about it? So there's Kindle, hardbook, paperback available.
What?
How are you, Ayman?
Oh, thank you. I was on mute. Yep. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, like Andrew said, I spent a lot of years on this book, but it will help you read the price action better, understand where the market headed and why it's headed that direction. Thank you guys for all the support for those who already bought it. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
Yeah, excellent. So
Awesome.
yeah, congratulations. I know how much the time you spend on it. So, and if you did write the book, we always appreciate an honest review on Amazon. So obviously, whatever you think reality is there helps the algorithm to pick up the book for other people and also other people to make a better decision reading the book.
Exactly. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. All right. Handing it over to Mr. Ayman. Did you trade anything?
No, I had small internet connection issues. I wanted to trade Tesla to the long side, but I had small issues, and I see that Tesla actually dropped. So that actually saved me. I think that saved me.
All right. So I'm gonna hand it over to you, buddy. Cheers.
Thank you.
Enjoy, Eamon. Thanks for being here. I'm just buying your book right now. So
Thank you, Peter.
yeah.
Then we meet and I sign it for you.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'm getting a digital version. Should I buy the? You want me to buy the hardcover?
You know what? I'll get you the hard copy and signed when we meet.
All right.
We get
Like
that.
Sounds like a deal.
Awesome.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you. Hey guys, so maybe we can find something today that we can trade like we did yesterday. I missed the market open. I was here for the first 10 minutes and I was watching two stocks mainly today. It was Tesla for a long and it was AMD for a long play. AMD started setting up a little bit later, but it was a bit tricky. Tesla never set up, but I'll be honest with you. If I were sitting here and if I did not have any connection issues, I would have gone long at 941 and I would have lost at 946. This would have been the way I would have traded Tesla. Long at 941, stopped out at 946, and I'll explain to you why. Luckily, I survived this day. Remember yesterday what I told you? I've had a green streak, and the longer of a green streak I have, the more likely I'm going to have my red day. So probably today would have been that red day. And quick funny story. I worked with one of the members a few years ago, and he had this trading method that whenever he would have 3 green days in a row, he would switch to simulator and he would be trading in simulator until he hit like 2 or 3 red days. After 2 or 3 red days in simulator, he'd be getting back to trading live. Why is that? Because he knows that after a streak of green, a red is going to happen. Because trading is just a game of numbers. It's impossible to be green every day, and it's also impossible to be red every day. So after a few green days, a red day is coming. And he was switching to simulator to catch that red day or a couple of red days. And after that, he was getting back to a real account because he knows that after a streak of reds, a green is going to happen. And that's what I also realized, that after the 4 green days in a row that I had, a red is definitely coming. And I think I survived it. I survived it by not trading today. Maybe I'm going to have a red day tomorrow as well, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll look for some trading opportunities today and see what we can find. Now I want to answer a couple questions. One member asked, what's the difference between Trade Ideas and Das Trader? These are two different platforms. Trade Ideas is a scanner. It's a scanner that helps you find stocks in play. You develop a scanner based on your trading strategy, maybe a reversal scanner, break of a high of the day scanner, trend continuation scanner. I mean, you can create a lot of things. Das Trader is a trading platform. And while Das Trader also creates some sort of scanners, I mean, Das Trader is a platform that's mainly there for executing trades and for trading. Trade Ideas, it's mainly there for scanning for stocks. So if you're looking for a platform, definitely go for Das. Now, someone else asked, why should I go for Das Trader if I have IBKR? Das Trader is faster at executing trades. It's more clean. And the most important thing is that you can create some complicated hotkeys with it. So you can create a hotkey that calculates the amount of shares that you can take depending on your risk per trade. You could just tell that trader, my risk per trade is $50. I want my stop loss to be around here. Hit the buy button and it will calculate the amount of shares that you can buy. There are amazing dash risk controls. You can set a max loss for the day, for example, $200. And if you lose $200 for the day, it will close all your positions and it will prevent you from continuing to trade. So you can say that you're paying $100 a month not to blow up. I'm one of these traders who never had a bigger day. Imagine trading for 10 years with 0 blow up days. Not because I'm that good of a trader, that I have a mindset of steel. It's because I have this platform. And I know that if I mess up at any day because of any reason, it's going to stop me out. It's impossible to blow up when you have a technical platform that is going to close your position after a certain amount of loss. You know what they say, there is no trader that did not have a big loss in their trading career. I mean, I think that that's true if you are managing your account on your own and if you do not have any hard risk controls enabled. But if you have hard risk controls enabled, you could be one of these traders who is never going to have a max loss day or a blow up day. Let me check a couple questions and then we'll go for reading price action as well. So there is Ayman. I saw a few traders who trade funded account who are almost always green. They have maybe 6 red days in 3 months. Yes, there are these type of traders. I agree with you. But remember, they have 6 red days in almost 3 green months. But it doesn't mean that they do not have red trades within the green days. You see, maybe these type of traders, they take around 10 trades a day. And inside these 10 within these 10 trades, there are 4 winners, 6 losers. But with a good risk to reward system, you can have a 12-hour winning trades with 6-hour losing trades, which is a total of 6 hours a day. I'm not saying that it's impossible to have long green streaks. I'm saying it's impossible to have green streaks of winner after winner after winner non-stop. There will be retrades in between. So yeah, it's not impossible to have so many green days in a row. Chris, 23 green day. That's awesome. I think I had something similar to that, around 20, maybe 19 green days in a row. That was one of my biggest green day streaks. Chris MC. Is that Chris Plunkett or not? Just correct me if I'm wrong. Because one of my mentees, Chris, he is having this 95% win rate, and he's been having that and keeping it for a few months. But he's really disciplined, amazing trader. He's using a reversal strategy that I've been working on, but he adjusted it and he added a few other indicators and created his own scanners. It's a strategy where he's looking for 10 criteria to meet up. Once all of the 10 criteria are there, he takes the trade. Really patient trader. I admire that. Hassan is asking, why wouldn't you have entered at 934 on Tesla as it had a fake breakdown? No, Tesla did not have a fake breakdown at 934. Oh, there is a small fake breakdown. I see it now. I see it now. You're right about it. Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't have been a bad one. Probably I just did not even notice it. There was like literally a fake breakdown by a penny. I usually, for a fake breakout, I really want to see it breaking, like actually breaking for 30%, 20% of the ATR with a recovery. A couple pennies on Tesla, I mean, it's not exactly a fake breakout, even though technically it is. Oh, it's Chris MC. I remember you. I remember you. The scalper, right, Chris? If I'm not wrong. Yes, I see that. You just mentioned it, the scalper. I remember you. Ayman, I'm enjoying your book. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I would appreciate an honest review on Amazon. Come on, guys, at least a couple of reviews. We're stuck at two there. Or Amazon is just blocking all the reviews. What? Let's see. Question: when everything is dropping, what are the odds of getting filled? Zeus, do you mean when everything is on SSR, short selling restriction? If that's what you're asking, then the odds are high. You just need to get filled on an uptick. You're not going to see a stock selling off straight down. It will give you, it will go down, up, and you need to just get filled on an uptick. Can you explain why you were long buys on Tesla? Yeah, I can do that. First of all, the daily chart. On the daily chart, you can see that we had a hammer around here. Doesn't mean a lot. The hammer itself does not mean anything. But what I like the most is the long bar candlestick. And I think I explained this also in my book, if you remember this. Um, After long bar candlesticks, a day where we had a move more than the average true range, more than twice the ATR, the market needs to rest. So after this long bar candlestick, I knew that even if we break down, there is not going to be much room to the downside. It needs to rest. And a lot of times after long bar candlesticks, we get pullback days or inside bar daily candles. And let me just demonstrate this on Tesla. Take a look at Tesla. Let me zoom it out, maybe for like the last year, and see what's happening around here. Long bar candlestick followed by a continuation. All right, exception. Long bar candlestick followed by a green day. Long bar candlestick followed by a red day. A long bar candlestick followed by a continuation. Rarity. Long bar candlestick followed by a green day. Long bar candlestick followed by a red. Long bar candlestick followed by a green. Long bar candlestick followed by an inside bar daily candle. Long bar candlestick followed by an inside bar daily candle. Long bar candlestick followed by a doji. And now long bar candlestick, and I'm expecting that after this long bar candlestick, we're going to have a doji or a pullback day. So you see, statistically, after long bars, it's so rare to have a continuation. It's more likely to have a pullback. And that was basically the main reason. I see a long bar candlestick, and there was also some sort of strength on the previous day. That was the main reason why I was long biased on this thing. Next thing, the weekly chart was sitting around a strong resistance area. We're sitting around a buy zone. There it is. And we're sitting exactly at it. So look at the combinations that we have. A strong resistance from the past. Long bar candlestick on the daily chart, after which there is rarely some continuation with a small confirmation from the previous day. Next, we go to the 60-minute chart. And the 60-minute chart looked like we were bottoming around here. You see, there was some sort of a bottoming price action. And that's why I thought that today this is going to happen. But instead of this happening, it gave us another confirmation. It sold off, but after the sell off, it instantly recovered. So basically, we had a fake breakdown around here. And we had a nice higher low candlestick pattern. So that was not actually bad long around here, targeting previous day close and 345. And honestly, I think that 345 is realistic to hit. I think we are going to hit the high of the day, maybe even the pre-market high. That was the thought process. Now, real time when the market opens, it is difficult to tell what's going to happen. Is it going to reject the pre-market low? Is it going to reject yesterday's low? Is it going to reject 2 days ago low? I mean, I have no idea. It could just open and break. So what I do, I wait. I wait for intraday confirmation. I'm waiting for the market open. I see that the market opened and it was consolidating, and I see that we had a break of this consolidation. So I told myself, probably we're not going to retest the pre-market low, we're not going to retest yesterday's low, and we're not going to retest 2 days ago a low. We're just going to break. I would play it for a long, and I'd be targeting 346 or 340, sorry, 347 or 348. Instead, I was wrong and it failed. Then there was literally not a single long setup. Not here, not here, and the only long setup happened around here. So that was the second re-entry. So you can tell where the market is headed, but you do not know when exactly the market is going to go to your direction. Building the bias is one thing, timing the entry is a different thing. Is your book easy to read for kind of advanced beginner? Yeah, Joe, I don't think there is going to be any issues reading it for an advanced beginner. And if you get stuck somewhere or some of the concepts are complicated for you, shoot me an email and I'll make it simpler for you, or I'll clarify some of the concepts during our YouTube sessions. Hello, read your book. Marv Benani, I do not trade options. My whole trading style is built based on price action and multiple time frame analysis. I know that there are a lot of things that are moving the stocks price. And you're right, puts, calls manipulate the market, but you do not really need to understand everything about the market to build the bias or to see where it exactly is headed. Few horizontal levels, aligning a few time frames together is more than enough for you to be consistently profitable over the long run. And I'm not going to talk about that demonstrating my own results. I'll show you that demonstrating some results of some of the people that I work with, because my results don't really matter. I mean, if you see Andrew is profitable, it doesn't mean anything, right? Andrew is an amazing trader. If you see Paris is green, it doesn't mean anything. Paris is an amazing trader. So I usually love showing the results of some people that I worked with and not my own results. So you could see Joe, amazing trader, 1 year of consistency, nothing crazy, right? But small green R's every day. Beautiful consistency to the upside, following the exact same trading system. Small steady curve for a few months. Jake, break even before we started working together, slow steady curve to the upside. And I could just keep going forward and forward and forward and forward, showing you different results for so many different traders around there. And that really doesn't mean anything. It just shows you that the system works over the long run. You do not need anything overcomplicated. You just need an edge. You need to see something that works in the long run. Not 100% win rate, not a green day every day, just something that works maybe more than it fails, or something that has a good risk to reward ratio so that one winner compensates for a couple of your losers. The more you complicate the trading style and the more things you pay attention to, the more difficult it becomes to trade, the more confusing it becomes. And I'm not telling you that you should not use some complicated indicators like the RSI, like the MACD, like, I don't know, parabolic SAR. Some people use the heat map, some people use money flow indicators. Everything is helpful. All of these are indicators, but you need to find out indicators that help your own trading style and stick to them. You might listen to someone who is using the money flow indicator and be like, okay, that's really helpful. Then you take a look at the candlesticks, and some people, instead of using the candlesticks right now, there is a beautiful trend of using, what's it called? Can anybody correct me or remind me of it? Candlesticks that are broken to bids and asks, showing you how many shares were bought on each price. What's it called? Anybody? I know that some of you are familiar with that. Footprint, thank you. Exactly, Riley. So nothing wrong about using the footprint and it could be helpful, or delta, that also shows you something similar, yes, but I don't feel like overcomplicating things, seeing a lot of numbers on candlesticks, seeing a lot of numbers on volume bar, seeing a lot of numbers on the Atlas and the level 2, complicating it with multiple time frame analysis, complicating it with a lot of indicators. It's not going to help your win rate become higher or risk to reward ratio become higher. Keep it simple. I mean, if you want to use the footprint, use the footprint, but use less of something else. That's the key. Make sense? I'm not saying that the footprint is useless. It is helpful. It shows you where exactly the transactions happened. Here you see just a candlestick, but you do not know how many shares went on this price. But I'll be honest with you. Footprint on the 1 minute chart is not that helpful. Why is that? Because it's small candlesticks, really small candlestick. Maybe footprint on the 4-hour chart or footprint on the hourly chart showing you the key zones around here would be helpful enough. Footprint on the 1 minute chart might not be that helpful. Maybe you want to use the footprint on the hourly or on the 30-minute chart, but keep the candlesticks on the 1 minute chart. Overall, use whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm not telling you that indicators are useless, because candlesticks are indicators, moving averages are indicators, VWAP is an indicator, volume bars are indicators. And if I tell you don't use indicators, it means that I'm having a lot of useless indicators around here. You just need to figure out what indicators are suitable for you and stick to it. And I know some traders are using blank charts for trading, not even moving averages or VWAP. But I get used to using moving averages. Maybe someone else prefers Bollinger Bands instead of moving averages. Totally up to you. Use whatever indicators you want, but don't overcomplicate it. Can you look at MU? Yeah, let's take a look at MU and then I'll answer the rest of the questions, see if I missed any, and then we'll get back to this. So MU, what do we have on MU? We already talked about this last week, right? MU, we had a beautiful level of support. We had a nice fake breakdown and we expect a bullish week. That's exactly what's happening right now. Next thing, daily chart. The daily chart is a little bit ugly because we had a gap and we had a red day on the previous day. Now, I do not like it for a short because we're not that stretched, and I do not like it for a long because the previous day was red. So MU could literally be anything. Could be a short, could be a long. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. Hourly chart, we're sitting in within a range, 2 days range, after some sort of an uptrend. So if I have to build some bias, the bias is going to be more to the long side than to the short side. But if I want to play to the long side, the long needs to be either closer to the level of support, either at the breakout area. I do not want to touch the middle, and we're sitting exactly at the middle. So what is the buy zone? The buy zone on MU is sitting between 395 and approximately maybe 400. Yeah, around 400. There it is. That was the buy zone. So we dropped all the way down to this level. We had a beautiful bottoming price action between 1025 and 1045. That was also a nice consolidation on the 1 minute chart at the low of the consolidation on the hourly chart on an overall bullish 60-minute chart. So yeah, that was not actually a bad long around here, but at this stage it's too late. At this stage we are sitting in the middle. And I did mention this in the book. If you are playing a range play, you do not want to stretch the profit target. You do not want to go long from the low straight into the high. You want to go long from the low, targeting the middle, because the middle is hit most of the time like this. You see, from the low to the middle and then chops around. From the low went to the high. All right, here. From the low maybe to the middle and later it might drop down. The middle is more accurate than the high, and you need to do more of what's working in the long run. Daisy is saying, all I have on my charts is VWAP and manual resistance marks. Nothing good. I like that, honestly. Maybe if I went back in time, 8 years or 7 years back, I would have just kept the horizontal levels and candlesticks. But you need to be good at finding horizontal levels. You don't want to overcomplicate it. You do not want to mark levels that are not good or unnecessary. And that's a skill that you acquire over time. Probably if you're using naked charts and levels, you're already good at that thing. In the beginning, especially for a beginner, I really recommend using moving averages. They're going to help you, at least while you start. I don't think that there is going to be any beginner trader who can find accurate levels. Moving average would help you solve that issue, at least for the first time. But then once you start using them, it's really difficult to get rid of them. You find price action is the key. I agree with that. I like price action myself. Said, I'm sure MU is over simulate. Leave it alone. I mean, anything could happen at it around here. I mean, remember our 3 candlestick rule, guys? So that's the 1, that's the 2, that's the 3. Maybe the 4 if you count it from here. And after 3 to 4 candlesticks, we can expect a pullback before the continuation. So now the real question is this a pullback before the continuation or this is a drop? You see here it's a 50-50 chance. You want to see one of the two failing before you make a decision. For example, if I see that it's holding and it's recovering, I can tell that, okay, it's the drop has failed and it's probably a pullback before the continuation. I'm going to play the continuation. You always, before any trade, always you want to eliminate one of the party players. You want to see one of them failing and then you pull the trigger. Someone is saying pullback on Tesla for a long entry. A bit too fierce for a pullback. But if it ends up holding this level, that would not be a bad long play. However, that's the first hourly candlestick. ATR wise, this thing can run $10, $15. I think 15, right? 15 to 20. Let's see. Yeah, $15 on Tesla. Now, how far can Tesla run today? Tesla today can go from 345 all the way to 330, way down there, or it can go from 337 all the way to 352. Sorry, let's go back to Tesla. So it can either go all the way up to 352, or it could sell off all the way to 330. What is more realistic? Looking at the hourly chart at the moment, and at the 30-minute chart at the moment, I'd say hitting 330 is more realistic. But because the daily chart is after a long bar daily candle, I do not feel like trading it. If the daily chart was a smaller candlestick, average candlestick, I'd have said that's an amazing short entry around here. Because we made higher high and higher low and the pattern was broken. That would have been a really good short. If it pulls back and continues, you could add to your position. And then if it flags at the low, you can add one more time and then hold it all the way to the overall target. But after long bars, there are a lot of traps and anything can happen. It could end up holding this zone right now, which is not a bad zone. Engulf on the 30-minute chart after the pullback. And then after the break of this consolidation area, head all the way to 350, at least to 352. So the thing that makes it difficult to trade at the moment is the daily chart. That's why I do not want to build any plan on it. It's not as accurate as the setup that we played today. I'd say you might want to leave it for 15, 30 minutes, see what's going to happen on it, eliminate a few players, wait for a more accurate setup, and then end up playing it. The volume on MU you're saying is low. I don't think there is anything wrong about MU's volume. It's totally normal that the market open is with high volume. And then as we fall later during the day, the volume starts fading in. It's totally normal. Nothing wrong about that. The only thing about MU is that there is no clear direction. There is literally no clear setup. Not on the daily chart, and not on the 60-minute chart. We're already sitting around the target area. And you see what's happening right now? I told you that that was 1, that was 2, that was 3, and that was 4, or that was 1, that was 2, that was 3. So what could happen after 3 candlesticks? A simple pullback before the continuation. That's why I said it's not the best at the moment to short it, because it could either sell off or it could make a pullback before the continuation, and you want to eliminate some traders. You want to make sure that the long is failing to play it to the short side. Now, let's say the long is not failing. Let's say the long is going to break. Does that mean that you can play to the long side? Probably not, because we're sitting within the middle of the 60-minute range. You want to avoid trades within the middle of the range. The fact that we are going to be breaking this high just simply eliminates the long play, but it doesn't mean that it's a good long. If it fails and it makes, for example, some sort of a double top and it breaks this swing low, then that would be a decent short going from the middle to the low. I would rate it as a B setup. So breaking the high, not a good long. Failing to break the high, a B short targeting 403.50-ish and lower than that. You just want to play setups after some extra confirmation. You don't want to get trapped. Can you say how to find the real bottom? Like PLTR now looks like it's a bottom, but it came back. Let's see. First thing we're going to do, we're going to open PLTR. You see? There it is. That's what I told you. You don't want to rush it. You do not want to rush it. It looked like it's a good valid setup, but you don't know how far it's going to go. You just needed a pullback, and the pullback could be small, could be big. Now, getting back to PLTR. First thing we check is a pattern. Are we more long bias or are we more short bias? And PLTR is sitting somewhere around a buy zone. So I'd say more of a long bias based on what I see around here. Next thing, we check the daily chart. Same thing, sitting around a buy zone area. Obviously, the downside around here is that there was a consolidation. This consolidation got broken, and it's the first day after the breakout, but it's still sitting around a strong level of support. If I had to rate the daily chart, I would rate it maybe as a B minus, probably, not an A plus. If we had a doji around here, for example, and we're playing it the next day after the doji or after a hammer, that would have been an A plus setup. Here we're doing an anticipation play rather than an actual play. Anyway, both daily and weekly have some signs of playing it to the long side. Hourly chart, huge sell-off closing as a doji at the bottom. That's already making it as a B plus level. So we can actually play it to the long side after it closed as a doji at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock happened here. At this candlestick, PLTR was almost ready for a bottom. Then we check the 15-minute chart, and the 15-minute chart is giving us a V reversal. You do not want to play V reversals. V reversals are risky. It could just be a pullback before the continuation to the downside, or it could reverse. You're going again into 50-50 play. So what do you want to see? You want to see those who are playing the continuation failing. So probably A minus or a B plus setup would be seeing it going back into the low of the day, holding the low of the day, and then making a new 15-minute high. A plus setup would be seeing it breaking the low of the day, sellers believing that they're in control, and right after the break of the day, low of the day, it recovers higher, like we traded yesterday on Tesla. If some of you were here, the trade that we took yesterday on Tesla happened after a trap, and I prefer trades after traps. Note that you want to see a double bottom on the 15-minute chart before you get the 60-minute pullback. Let's say that the 60-minute chart is going to continue going to 134, and then it engulfs and goes back to the low of the day. In that case, even if it makes a double bottom, I'm not going to enjoy trading it for long, because the move that we were looking for already happened. So you need to make sure that you're differentiating between a double bottom setup and a reverse ABCD pattern setup. Let's take a look at Elap and let's take a look at Tesla. Yeah, there it is. You see? That's the level that we were talking about. It needed to hold this area. There it is. There it is. Well done if you ended up catching it. So it dropped, it held, it bounced. That was kind of Too fierce for a pullback, but it was around a good level. Let's take a look at Elap. What's happening? All right. So I have no idea. I'm not going to overanalyze it to make an impression, but this one is not looking like the type of charts that I enjoy analyzing or trading. If I were you, I would stay away from it. Yeah, I see that. But I also see a really ugly price action with a lot of traps, wicks all over the place, fake breakouts, fake breakdowns, and a lot of range bounded price action. No continuations, no momentums. We have fake breakup, fake breakdown, consolidation, breaking up, recovering inside, breaking up, going back down. I mean, it's really difficult to trade. I usually prefer to stay away from these type of stocks. I love seeing small, clean, nice price action that has a lot of follow through after the breakout, that has some nice levels after it retests them. Like Tesla, it was not that bad, right? Rejected the high, dumped to the low, respected the low, uptrended, retested the level. Remember when we were talking about a fake breakdown around here? So there was a consolidation at this stage, at this level, which is 340. We did break the 340 level here, which was a fake break. And then I told you that a decent long entry on Tesla was here on the higher low after the fake break. It broke, it pulled back, and it retested the same level. We love levels being retested after fake breakout. Decent long, but scalp it. Do not go for a big move instantly. But I think it has some room in it. And if this thing closes as a hammer by the end of this hour, I think the likelihood of us reaching 347.50ish and 350 is going to increase. Some of you guys are saying there are news. News for what? Okay, I see a huge pop-up on Q's. A huge pop-up on the Q's and a huge pop-up on the market. Maybe there are some news, maybe just some liquidity sweep. I have no idea what's happening around here. My Benzinga news is off. All right, let's take a look at AVGO and SNDK. AVGO, I would stay away from it for a few days. Look, we had a straight move from $300 all the way to 360 without any single pullback. Now, think about it from a buyer and seller perspective. If you bought it closer to the range, and then in 2 days it reaches this level, what would you do? Forget about it being strong today. Think about longer term perspective. AVGO has been sitting in a range for half a year. And statistically, every time it reached the low, or closer to the low, it went up. And every time it reached the high, it went down. And now it's reaching the high. And for some reason you played it long here or here or here. What would you be doing around here? You're probably going to be selling. That's why even though intraday it looks like a long setup, we're sitting around a strong sell zone. And if you had to bet on one of the two directional plays, I would say that maybe a short than a long. And remember, eventually it is going to break out. Eventually, sooner or later, it is going to break out. But remember that the breakout is going to happen only once. The bounces happen multiple times, and they could keep happening multiple times. But the breakout is going to happen once. And you do not want to try to attempt a breakout every single time it's around the high. Get stopped out 4 or 5 or 6 times, eventually to catch the breakout once. Remember what we said, you want to trade statistics, you want to have an edge. So ideally, you want to short closer to the high, multiple times and get stopped out only once. Let's take a look at SNDK. SNDK. Now that's a different thing. This stock broke all the levels. It's at all-time high, if I'm not wrong. This is a really good stock to keep an eye on for a long. The only downside on SNDK is that we already broke the three candlestick rule. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're probably topping now. And the biggest downside is that SNDK made the move during the pre-market. I hate when that happens. On these type of stocks, I would prefer to see it consolidating during the pre-market after hours, catch the breakout or maybe catch an entry closer to the level of support, ride the trend, and then on the second, third candlestick, you're out. 3, 4 candlesticks in a row, this thing is topping out. And even if it continues to go higher, then there is not much room for it to go higher. It could break the high of the day, but how far? $1, $2? I don't see any good risk to reward ratio to playing it to the long side. And I don't see any reason to short this thing because we're breaking a really strong level. Or because we're at all-time high. Do you only focus on two stocks primarily when trading, like MU and PLTR, or multiple on the watch list? It depends on the day. Sometimes I watch nothing, sometimes it's one stock, sometimes it's two stocks, sometimes I could watch up to 4 or 5 stocks a day. Today on my main list, I had AMD. And what was the second one? Tesla. Yeah, today on my main list was AMD and Tesla. But I can watch more than that. And this is not a tip that you could go for from that you could get from me or from other moderator. It really depends on you. If you feel comfortable watching 3 to 4 stocks and you know that you're not going to miss anything, then do that. If you feel overwhelmed by watching 2 or 3 stocks a day, then you probably want to narrow it down and you want to focus only on 1 or 2 stocks. So it really depends on you and your capability watching multiple stocks. Usually beginner traders can't focus on so many stocks at the same time. As you gain some experience, you can watch more and more and more stocks. I remember Andrew having 6 monitors, and on every single monitor he was watching one stock, maybe even more. So I remember it back in time, at least, he used to watch like sometimes 10 stocks, sometimes 8 stocks at the same time. But Andrew's been trading for almost 20 years now, right? Uh, I'm not going to be able to do that. I think my maximum amount of stocks that I can watch intraday is 5. Zeus, it depends on the time of the day that I executed the trade at. If you remember yesterday, we ended up trading Tesla together. So Tesla set up, we ended up trading it, and that was, I wouldn't say the longest trade, but it was long enough, right? No, this actually was not that long. It was like 30-minute trade. We played it at 11:45. We partialed all the way to the high, exit most of the position up, and I exited break even. Open trades, they're usually quick. For 5 minutes, like this, see, on the 1 minute chart. Yeah, around 4 to 5 minutes. Same thing around here. You see, like 3 to 4 minutes. Because at the open, the momentum and the volatility is really big, and the price could hit my target quickly. Take a look at this QQQ trade. I remember I called this one in the chat room at Bearable Traders. I shorted it at 1 p.m. I added to my position at 1:20, and I held it all the way till 2:30 p.m. So it took me an hour and a half to be in this trade. Now take a look at this trade. 5 minutes at the open, then I took another trade that was another 10 minutes probably. I would say that maybe if I trade at the open, my average trade would be around 5 to 10 minutes. If I take trade later during the day, it would be around 30 minutes to an hour. Let me show you another trade that I've taken midday, just so that you see how long we can hold on to a trade that's taken midday. This one after 10 o'clock. I mean, it was 9:40, 10 o'clock. Yeah, this was an hour at the open, but that's rare. Let's take a look at something else. PLTR around here. You could see trade taken around 12 something, 12:50 maybe. Out at almost one, right? Almost one, around 1 hour midday. So yeah, that should be answering your question. At the open, 5 to 10 minutes midday, maybe around 30 minutes to an hour. I still have sometimes some trades that I take at the open and I end up holding them for an hour to an hour and a half. That usually happens when the market open is really slow and not volatile. Let's take a look at Amazon. We were analyzing this one. Let's see, Amazon, amazing. Yep. What a good day for Amazon. I mean, if SPY is not able to break the last hourly high grab, does it mean it will go to previous day low to grab the internal liquidity? Let's take a look at that. SPY. This is actually really strong. This is really strong. SPY is already above the high. Forget about it. Yeah, exactly. Took me some time to get to your question, I guess. Do you enter full position or a percentage of your total position, and how do you add to your position based on percentage wise? You guys are asking really tough questions. Can you be easy, take it easier? Uh, it it really depends on the strategy that I'm playing, the rating of the strategy, the time of the day, and how confident I am about the setup. Let's say that I trade a stock that is aligned on all the time frames. Daily chart is A plus, 60-minute chart is A plus, 5-minute chart is A plus, and we get a 1 minute open range breakout. I'm not going to scale into this position. I'll go like full size on it, and I'll look for an add, like to double my position and move my stop loss. But let's say that the daily chart is a mess. The 60-minute chart, it meets my criteria. I know it's not ideal, but it's looking good enough for a long. But it looks good enough for a long around the breakout and around the level of support. And I know that today it could do both. It could either break and run or it could sell off and run. It would be better if it sells off first and then runs. So I'm afraid that if I play it at the breakout, it's going to go against me and I'm going to lose, and then it's going to run from the second attempt. But at the same time, I do not want to miss it because I know that if I do not play it at the breakout, there is a small chance that it's going to run instantly in my favor. So this is a tough decision around here. Do I just let it run without me? Or do I play it small so that if I lose, I can re-enter later? Or maybe I just fully avoid it and I wait for it to go to the downside. So you see, there are so many things that could happen in this specific scenario. So at this stage, I would usually start with half a position, for example. And if it runs in my favor, I will add and I'll ride the trend. If it goes against me, I'll accept a loss, which is a small loss. And at the bottom, since this was my A plus entry, I'd be entering full size. And then if it adds, goes in my favor, I'll be adding. So there is literally no scenario or no strategy that fits all scenarios. And there is literally not a single risk management system for all the strategies and all the scenarios. It depends on the strategy, how it looks like today, and how confident I am about the setup. And getting back to your second part of the question, what percentage do you enter? Again, it's same thing. It depends on my confidence and conviction. If I'm confident enough, full size. Not so sure, half size. Even worse than that, I could enter even quarter of position and then slowly scale into it. But for beginner traders, I'd say always go full size. always risk 0.2 or 0.25%. You do not want to lose full size in one position. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. You do not want to lose full size in one single position and then maybe enter with a small position on the next trade and then make half of that and then get triggered and then double on the third position. As you're learning, keep it full size. Once you develop a strategy that works in the long run, once you're confident about your risk management, about your trade management, about your entry criteria, about your scaling criteria, you start working on scaling into winning position. I think that risk management and scaling into a winning position should be your last concern. You should not focus on that from the start. Obviously, you need at least some sort of risk management, but not too detailed about it before you break down your before you complete your trade book. Google, one of my mentees called it for a breakout today. And this is exactly where I told her that I'm not really sure what's going to happen on Google today. This thing broke the consolidation, but it's after a red day. So I do not know if it's going to be a long or a short. It could literally be anything. The pre-market price action though was ideal. It was A plus 60-minute chart for a breakout. But the question is breakout or breakdown? When I have a messed up on a difficult daily chart, I usually play only after fake breakouts. You need extra confirmation on the 60-minute chart. And this fake breakout happened here. You see consolidation of the 5. We break the high of the range that we need to ignore because we do not like the daily chart. And then you can play it to the short side around here. And that would have been an amazing short play, just a quick short play. This thing reversed and recovered all the way to the high. That's not something that I would have traded at all. If it retests the level similar to what happened on Tesla, that's when you can go for a quick scalp to the long side. But Google is going to be interesting tomorrow for a long. We had a nice move to the upside, a nice break of the mini consolidation, a beautiful reset. And if it's about to close as a hammer, I think tomorrow we might have some sort of consolidation. That trading idea is based on what I see on the daily chart. Obviously, something totally different could happen tomorrow based on what we see or based on what's going to happen in the 60-minute chart. So it's too early to judge. Richard, are you long on Amazon since 86? Well done. That's a good one. Well done. I'm having only 2 swing trade positions right now. One of them is Netflix, and I'm waiting for 107 on it. That would be my 30% win rate, and that's where I'm going to start locking in some profits. And I'm also long on Microsoft, but Microsoft, I'm down on it around 5%. My target on Microsoft is around 500, 550, sorry, 520 is my target on Microsoft. And I'm looking for an ad on Microsoft around 350 or maybe at the break of 420. We'll see what's going to happen in the next few weeks. The swing trades that I'm taking are not couple days swings or couple weeks swings. It's kind of swing trading and investing combined together. But Netflix seems to be almost there. Happy about that. If we get lucky, couple days. If we get real lucky. Have a good rest of the day, buddy. Thank you for sticking here with us. Let's get back, see what's happening on Tesla. That was amazing. That was amazing. Remember what we said. If this thing holds the level, engulfs on the 30-minute chart, this thing has room all the way to 352. So we did draw two levels, one to the upside based on the ATR, one to the downside. Obviously, do not stretch it all the way to 352. You probably want to lock in some profits around here. Maybe around here if you had a really good risk to reward ratio. And then after we clear theory, 48, 50, and 52 would be your final targets. Anyone long on the SPY? What's your entry on it? Do not regret it. It's totally fine. We hit some, we miss some, right? Can't catch all the winners. Well, Gamal, you really love this stock. We really love it. Yeah, it's not a bad one. Daily, weekly looks amazing. Daily chart, nice sell-off in an all-time high, around all-time high, all the way to a level. 60-minute chart is a mess. So look, you have two options here. You have an option to trade it to the long side around here with a chance of getting stopped out within the next hourly candlestick. But if it recovers after it gets you stopped out, you can re-enter. Or you can wait for the hourly candlestick to close, wait for the fake break, and then re-enter. It's up to you. There is a chance that it's going to just simply reverse from here. And there is a chance that it's going to fake break and then reverse. If it was up to me, I would have personally waited for this hourly candlestick to close. I would have waited for the trap, and I would have played it after the trap around 900 or 898. This is still not a bad entry. Right here. This is still not a bad entry, but I would treat it as a B plus entry. So this is still a good one. Turzaya, I think around 70% is not a bad return for a day trader. Yeah, around 70% is a good one. Most of the consistently profitable mentees that I work with, they are making somewhere around 7 to 15% of their account per month. I'll show you now if I can find it. A screenshot, because I don't hold contact with all of my mentees. Most of the people, once they find consistency, we hold contact for 2 or 3 months, then they just slowly fade in. But some people who I work with are still there, and they still share their good results with me. So yeah, there it is. This is one of the mentees who just simply shared their results with me. You see 86% past year, which is basically 20-25%, 20-25. And for some people, those are amazing stats. For some people, those are off stats, because day traders, they expect to make millions, hundreds of thousands, or tens of thousands of dollars every single month. That depends on your account. I think that you should not think that day trading is easy money simply because you can scalp 1% intraday. You need to treat it realistically. And realistically, 7, 10%, maximum 15% per month is perfect. More than that, you are going to end up revenge trading and blowing up your account. All right, guys. So we're coming out to the end of the hour. Thank you for hanging around with us. If you get any questions, feel free to email me, ayman@bearbultraders.com. Trade smart, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, guys, 12 p.m. Eastern. See you.